The 2014 senior class of the UH football team bridges 2 coaching staffs, and they're role models for hard work and perseverance. Tonight, their final fling inside Aloha Stadium, the Rainbow Warriors. One more time for family, for friends, and for team. Say hello to the Rebels of UNLV. Say aloha to the Hawaii Seniors. This is college football in the Mountain West Conference. Live from Aloha Stadium, this is University of Hawaii football here on OC Sports. Tonight, the Rainbow Warriors host the Rebels of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I'm Robert Kikawa. Joining me is Rich Miano. And I ask you, Hawaii ends that long losing streak, 17 games that tried to prevent it to get to. Did it cause more swag coming out of the locker room onto the practice field? This week in practice, was there an extra skip in their step?
Yeah, and you and I go to practice, and it seemed like the music was louder. It seemed like the smiles were wider, and they definitely had a better bounce to their step. These guys are much more positive than, say, 2 weeks ago. It should be a fun one tonight.
Now, both of these teams are out of the conference contention. They've got nothing to lose. Let it go, let it fly, strap up and play tonight.
Yeah, and they will, because this is senior night, and let's get ready to rumble, so to speak.
And we will find out exactly which team is prepared as they clean up the field for pregame senior festivities. We'll take this time out. We'll be back with the kickoff.
When you're finally ready for a new home, happily ever after isn't a given. It's a decision.
We're creeping up on kickoff. Rainbow Warriors 3-8 overall this season, 2-4 in the Mountain West Conference. They take on the Rebels of UNLV. Their record is 2-9, 1-5 in the MWC. There you see the coin toss about to happen. We got to mention the captains first, Maki and Kemoeatu, but before we get to that, Mr. Miano, I ask you, our keys to the game brought to you by Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah, well, for UNLV, they got to double down. And when I talk about that, it's Devontae and Devontae. The bookend wide receivers, number 83 and 81. The senior Davis had 14 touchdowns last year, which was second in the nation. And the freshman, Boyd, is about to break UNLV's Ryan Rolfe's freshman receiving records. For Hawaii, roll the dice. We're talking about the offense needs to open up. Hawaii needs to stretch the field vertically, double moves, sluggos, fly sweeps, trick plays, etc. Roll that dice, Robert. There's no leaving the table.
On the field, the coin toss has happened. UNLV won. They've deferred. Hawaii will receive to start the game for Norm Chow and company. Mention the captains, Maki and Chris Kemoeatu, honorary captains. What a great brotherly love story.
It is, and there's no better story in terms of how you love your brother and what you can do for a sibling. And those guys really do represent all of Polynesia in terms of the highest level of football. Great guys, great football players, and great captains. You got to respect Norm Chow picking those two guys.
So UNLV will kick off. Hawaii will start on offense, and back to receive the opening kickoff will be the one from Baldwin, Keelan Evaliko. A 20-yard kickoff return average this season, a long of 35, and he did have a 100-yard kickoff return that was called back because of penalty. So Jonathan Leyva, he's got kickoff duties for the Rebels from Las Vegas, the Ninth Island. If you live in Hawaii, this game at Aloha Stadium is underway. Evaliko from the 5-yard line gets a block in the crease and gets near the 25-yard line. Here are the Hawaiian Tel FCU starting lineups. First on offense for Hawaii. Up front is Clark Tupai, Afusia, Dejon Allen, Sean Shigematsu. He and Afusia seniors. Jordan Puma Robinson, tight end. Pedroza Kent Harding, a senior, and Iosefa, also a senior. He's the guy at running back, jersey number 7. The quarterback for the University of Hawaii, we'll get to his numbers after the first play of the game, is Ikaika Woolsey. Rainbow Warriors take over, first down from the 25-yard line. Woolsey to throw, and Woolsey tried to go over the top. Intended receiver Marcus Kemp near midfield. Mike Horsey back defensively. Woolsey, a sophomore, 6'1", 210 pounds from Rodeo, California. His numbers coming in for Woolsey. Woolsey, 2,062 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 9 INTs, and on the ground, 173 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. So on 2nd and 10, Hawaii runs inside zone with a big throw. That's Iosefa and Sonny Toa with the stop. So defensive starters for UNLV up front is Vaisao Willis, Sonny Toa, and Neji Johnson. Linebacking crew is Makalinen, Lotu Lele, and Makalinen, Hassan, Corsi, Vea, and Kenneth Henning on the back end of that UNLV defense. The 3rd and 8. Pick up a 2 for Iosefa. Woolsey, time to throw. Right side, complete. At midfield. And making the catch is Evan Barker. So Penny Vea from Kealakehe on the Big Island, making a tackle after a pickup of 22 yards.
Yeah, this is a great throw because the linebacker is dropping to the curl flat area, and this barely gets over his head. You talk about touch. Great job moving the chains on the first critical 3rd down.
So Siwe Vaisao putting pressure on Ikaika Woolsey. He stood in the pocket and delivered for Hawaii. It's now 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And Iosefa up the gut. And that's the type of run Hawaii fans have become very familiar with from number 7.
Yeah, the alpha male, so to speak, the NFL prospect. You're going to see the pulling guard right here. Watch Dijon get in that hole and do a nice job of the upfield shoulder, and Joey doing the rest.
So Ryan Makalinen is the guy who introduced himself to Dijon Allen, and Allen dismissed him. So Wildcat snap. Iosefa in the shotgun at quarterback, and no place to go on 2nd and very short. Paulotu Lele from Maui making a tackle for the Rebels.
Holding, offense, number 56, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So Elijah Tupai, redshirt freshman, guilty of holding on that particular play.
Robert, as you talk about Lauto Lele, that guy will be called a lot this evening. And his brother is with the Jacksonville Jaguars in the National Football League. So you talk about a family that understands this football game or football in general.
So 2nd down for Hawaii. Woolsey back to pass again, flushed out of the pocket. Rolling right side, and he takes the pass and picked off. And making the INT is Penny Vea from Kailua Kona on the Big Island,
Kealakehe, and this is the kind of decision-making I think fans question, because it appears there's no Rainbow Warrior in the vicinity right here, and just a poor decision by Ikaika. He needs to throw that past the line of scrimmage into the ground and move to the next down. And you're going to watch the wide receiver, Barker, outside with a little bit of a curl type of route, and he needs to come back to the football, and I think that's what Ikaika was expecting, the receiver to come back to the football like they should.
So the Rebels take over 1st and 10, Hawaii's 45-yard line. And they're going to throw Decker on 1st down, complete to the 25-yard line before he's finally brought down by Trayvon Henderson. And making that pass was Blake Decker, the junior starting quarterback, and his pass complete to Marcus Sullivan.
And this is called the outside vertical stretch. There's a flat receiver, there's a mid-level receiver who caught the football, and then there's a deep one driving the cover 3, our man-to-man defender out of that 3rd. Nice route, big completion.
So Decker keeps it. Decker up the middle. Touchdown. It's Jared Leibowitz, not Decker. Jared Leibowitz. Everybody expected Blake Decker to be the quarterback. Instead, Leibowitz comes in and records an 18-yard touchdown.
Read option. He sees the defensive end upfield and the parting of the Red Sea, so to speak, because there was nobody. He was unscathed into the end zone.
There's nobody that wears green on that field tonight expected Leibowitz to be able to run up the gut untouched for UNLV. So with that touchdown, here's the extra point. And the Rebels, after an interception, turned it into an 18-yard touchdown run by Jared Leibowitz, and they lead the Rainbow Warriors 7-0. After the Penny Vea, INT. Jared Leibowitz, 18-yard touchdown run. And I ask you, Coach Miano, too easy?
Yeah, it was. But what happens with the biggest plays in football games, which we're talking about turnovers, the momentum switch, the adrenaline goes up, and it was too easy. They ran the ball up the middle at will. They did a great job on the outside vertical stretch, knowing probably what Hawaii does on 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10 passing situations, but much too easy, and definitely not the way Hawaii wanted to start this senior night game.
And it goes back to the interception and the pass by Ikaika Woolsey. And I'm sure he'd be the first to admit that was not a good decision and not good execution by Hawaii starting quarterback this late in the season.
Yeah, and it's too bad because he did manage last week's football game.
So kickoff, Jonathan Leyva into the end zone. Way too deep for Keelan Eveliko to attempt to bring it out. That offensive series for UNLV was so quick, only 2 plays to cover 45 yards, that we did not get to introduce the starting lineups. We'll get to that the next time the Rebels have the football, introduce their starters and Hawaii starters on defense. So Ikaika Woolsey bringing the offense back on the field to get things rolling. And they will take over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 12:23 left here in the first quarter. Woolsey to Ilsefa, some hard yards. Maybe a pickup of 4 or 5 for one of the 23 seniors wearing green tonight, tackled by Ryan McAleenan. He's Mr. Tackles, 55 of them coming in. That's second to the outside linebacker in Tau Tulele. So pickup of 4 for Ilsefa. On 2nd and 6, Ilsefa again. And he'll be about a 1.5 2 yards short of that first down. That sets up a 3rd and very short situation for the Rainbow Warriors.
And thus far, Joey has not been stopped initially on contact, and he's going to bleed forward. He's going to get you extra yards, and Hawaii needs to be in 3rd short situations where they have the availability to run or throw or bootleg, which is what they're really known for.
So Diosme St. Just in for Ilsefa. Ikaika Woolsey keeps it. Ikaika turns the corner across midfield to the 40. Ikaika Woolsey to the 30, and finally brought down at the 27-yard line.
Not sure, Robert, if that's an audible to the weak side, but there was nobody home in terms of Ikaika reading the defensive end. He's going to see that this is a pull it all the way. You could hear somebody yelling quarterback because they were 1 short defensively. Great job if that was an audible. Watch the move right here. Ikaika shows a little bit of hips, a little bit of ability to jump back cut, and the vision to cut back.
And he got a great block backside by Diosme St. Just to free him up. A 38-yard effort by Woolsey. His season long for a run. So Woolsey, fake reverse, gave instead up the gut to Diosme St. Just and Penny Vea, making his presence felt.
Yeah, and you're going to see Penny Vea in the backfield. He's a safety, so he is blitzing through that left side C gap, and he looks like he'll grow eventually into a linebacker, but he's a kind of hybrid guy that you can play the 8-man box with, and just like a linebacker, but can play the safety position as well.
So loss of 3. Penny Vea is a junior at UNLV, 6'1", 200 pounds. 2nd and 13, 32-yard line. Woolsey throws. Woolsey in the hands, not out of Justin Veli's hands by Kenneth Penny. Now, Kenneth Penny, second all-time at UNLV with 30, now 31 passes broken up.
Good job, because that's what he is known for, his PBUs. Great job of playing through the upfield shoulder and not getting his eyes back until he knows he can secure the tackle with that left arm.
So 3rd and 13. And flags will fly. Everybody moved on offense except the football.
Full start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
So that'll set up now 3rd and 18 from the 37.
And we've seen the center with a whole bunch of illegal procedures, but not Ben Clark. I think that may be his second penalty all season.
The penalty on Ben Clark on that third down play. Back to Marcus Kemp, in and out of the hands of Ammon Barker and Kenneth Penny again.
Robert, this is a great route in terms of the outside receiver coming in on the deep in as the inside guy cleans up. But again, Penny doing a job of getting his hands in the pocket, and I think that's 32 PBUs.
And I think the word again also fits for Hawaii's receiving corps. Get your hands on it. You got to make a catch. Scott Harding back to punt for the 74th time this season. 74. And so casual how he goes about his business. And he gets a bounce again as he goes inside the 5-yard line and finally down near the 3. A 34-yard. It's almost comical.
It's ridiculous.
What Scott Harding can do. Hawaii UNLV. Here's the series record sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. All time, Rainbow Warriors lead the series 14-9. Last meeting in Las Vegas last season, October 12th, Hawaii lost 39-37. Game-winning field goals late in the game. Now let's get to the starters for the Rebels of UNLV on offense. Saxelid, Boyko, Waterman, Scoggins, Oberg up front. At the skill positions, Phillips, Devontae, Taylor Barnhill, and Shaquille Murray Lawrence. And the quarterback that getting the start here is Jared Leibowitz. The Rebels run on first down and not much room to operate. The most expected Blake Decker, Leibowitz gets the start at quarterback.
Yeah, and you know the reason why offensives run the ball on first down, they're on the 2-yard line. And if this was the NFL, you would buy special teams coordinator Chris Morris a Rolex, a hunting rifle. This is college football. The offensive and defensive coordinator needs to take that guy out for dinner or something, because the field position is like I've never seen.
So Leibowitz, 6'4", 195-pound freshman. 13 of 32, 132 yards, 1 touchdown coming in. On second down, Leibowitz from his own end zone. In and out of the hands of Devontae Davis. Starters for Hawaii on offense. Boyat, Moses Samia, Kennedy Tuli Masiali'i up front. Hawaii linebackers Tai Matuia, Latai Moa, Poti, and Lance Williams on the outside. On the back end, Naquan Phillips, Taz Stevenson, Henderson, and Nick Nelson at the opposite corner of Naquan Phillips. So 3rd and 10 from the 3-yard line. Leibowitz in shotgun. Standing at 2 yards deep in his end zone. White brings just 3. Leibowitz goes off to the edge. And Leibowitz complete across the 40 to midfield. It's Devontae Davis. And he will not score. Finally pushed out of bounds by Nick Nelson. An 82-yard strike.
Yeah, a great throw right here. Again, big, tall, wide receivers with good hands that are strong. You're going to see Nick Nelson misses the jam. He needs to turn and accelerate, get in that pocket, missed tackle by the safety, and you're going to see 33, Taz Stevenson not give up on that play.
So Devontae Davis is 6'3", 215 pounds, a senior receiver. And on first down, Hawaii brings a corner blitz with Naquan Phillips, and it forces Leibowitz to throw deep and out of the end zone. Taz Stevenson, Naquan Phillips back defending for Hawaii.
Robert, you talked about the corner blitz. There's some coordinators that talk about blitzing, and they may even do it in practice, but Kevin Clune does it in the game, and that's what I like to see in terms of pressure, different looks, and it presents a lot of problems. Great job coming from the boundary, putting the pressure on by Naquan Phillips.
And great effort by Naquan, because initially he was blocked by Shaquille Murray Lawrence at running back, who gets the carry here, left side, and not much room to run. Barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. And Luke Shawley there defensively for Hawaii.
Luke doing a nice job with his hands, playing the piano, so to speak, going down the line of scrimmage, staying alive, staying on his feet with great balance and great effort.
That brings up 3rd and 10. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line. 82-yard hookup between Leibowitz and Devontae Davis to get UNLV in this position. Hawaii came up strong in the red zone last week on the road at San Jose State, and this time not so strong. It's a completed pass to Micah Mataele from Kaneohe.
Empty formation, 5 wide receivers. Again, you have to protect the inside on man coverage. Simple throw, it's a straight liner.
So Daniel Lewis back defensively. And on the run play, it's Shaquille Murray Lawrence, touchdown. A 2-yard effort.
Again, much too easy. Little read option. Number 3, TJ Taumatuia stays on the quarterback, which means you have to block 1 less person. The give is the right play. The defensive line has to penetrate with those inside backers.
So we had talked before the game about both these teams. Really nothing to lose. UNLV is letting it all hang out here at Aloha Stadium.
Yeah, they're the ones rolling the dice.
Yeah, Leyva, extra point up and good, 14-0. Rebels ahead of the Rainbow Warriors, 7:18 left in quarter number 1.
Oh, pumpkin lattes are back.
Tonight's Jack Fact, Hawaii recorded its 32nd shutout in 743 games against collegiate competition with their 13-0 victory at San Jose State last weekend. Their first shutout since September 24, 2005 at Idaho. It will not be 2 in a row.
Yeah,
that much we know.
Yeah, we do know that much. And I was at the Kibbe Dome in 2005. And Robert, it's so hard to shut anybody out in football, especially with up-tempo offenses and the way the rules are set up for the offenses. So Kevin Clune, as well as Chris Demarest, as well as everybody on that staff, should feel good about a shutout. They're hard to come by.
And I might get in trouble for this, but where the Kibbe Dome is located, it is the armpit of America. For real.
Never want to be politically correct.
No. 7 plays, 97 yards for UNLV. The big one was Devontae Davis, officially now 81 yards from Leibowitz. And Leyva with the kickoff, taken at the 2-yard line by Keelan Eveliko. And he hesitates before the 20. Then brought down. Hawaii will take over around the 22-yard line. Both coordinators for UNLV got to have smiles on their faces.
Yeah, Tim Rosenbach, and many of you college football fans will remember him at Washington State and had a short career in the National Football League. The offensive coordinator very pleased on those 2 drives, resulting in 2 touchdowns. And then Tim Houck played with the Green Bay Packers, actually coached the Tennessee Titans, and he was responsible for recruiting.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, receiving team, number 30. Half the distance to the goal, first down. That is number 30's unsportsmanlike foul.
So Gaetano DiMattei is like the nicest guy in the world. He gets called for an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah, Norm's looking for him and going like, that kid is from Mata Day. They don't do those type of things, and he hasn't shown that kind of attitude, or should I say mistake-free football. That's a huge mistake for Hawaii's kickoff return.
This offense needs to get rolling. Ikaika Woolsey 1 for 5, 22 yards throwing the football. The previous possession had a 38-yard run. That time had no place to run. Brought down by Si'o Fa'asao.
Yeah, and you may get caught in terms of overloading things when you zone dog, but Tim Houck, the defensive coordinator, knows now the weak side read should not be an option for Ikaika.
So lost of 1, 2nd and 11. Iosefa left side. Spin move. And Iosefa picks up decent yards, but a flag has been thrown on the back end of that play. Ashton Koki from Roosevelt making the tackle.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 68. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So the official says 68. That's Tuli Fakauho, 6'1", 300-pound junior.
Bobby Hout did not agree with that call.
So because of the penalty, 1st and 10 from the 32 for Hawaii on offense. Tui Unga in at the H-back spot, tight end listed. Hawaii gives, and up the gut, Iosefa. First would-be tackle attempt, he brushes aside and bounces right side to pick up some positive yards.
Yeah, Tau Lautautele, he hasn't seen a train of this size. He gets down low. Does low man win? Not in this scenario. Doesn't Joey Iosefa wins.
So, Lotu Lele for UNLV making the tackle. And on 2nd and 7, it's Iosefa, Wildcat, no place to run.
Hawaii motioning that back out of the backfield, hoping it's going to take a linebacker out there, weaken the box. But people, the UNLV defense knows after watching last week's version of the Wildcat that Joey has a tendency to keep that ball, although he can throw out of that, being a former quarterback from Samawana High School.
Hawaii now 2 for 3 on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 6. We'll see you Vaisao defensively making his presence in this game. Pass intended for Iosefa. Looking like he and Dejon Allen bumped into each other.
Yeah, and it hit Dejon. You're going to see in the replay now they're trying to set this thing up with some timing with good eyes downfield, but Dejon gets his big body in the way of that throw. Not well timed up by the Warriors.
Not many coaches will fault a kid. He was trying to protect the franchise and give Iosefa room to catch. So Harding back to punt yet again. 75th time this season. Rose right side, kicks it across the field and gets another successful bounce. What a pickup. A 36-yard punt. And that was picked up and fielded by Matt Vinyl off the hop. That's hard to do.
Yeah, that's an illegal fair catch. You cannot fair catch a ball when it hits the ground. It's live. I am very surprised that was not called an illegal fair catch.
Yeah, I'm very surprised nobody took a shot at him. You cannot call for a fair catch when the ball is bouncing on the ground.
Never seen that before myself.
Hey, but it worked. So on 1st down, Leibowitz rolling left side, looking deep down the field. Had Mata Ele, but it was defended there by Nick Nelson.
Yeah, Nick Nelson, you like the fact that he became the wide receiver. He was pressing out vertically. He was pressing out to the upfield shoulder and got his eyes back to the football. Nixon's going to be a heck of a player for the next 3 years for this Rainbow Warrior football team.
The Rebels now. 2nd and 10, 4:48 left in the 1st quarter. We got motion, we got 2 in the backfield, we got a run. By shit, and what a stiff arm. A left-handed stiff arm to fight to get to the edge before Taz Stevenson knocked Shaquille Murray Lawrence out of bounds.
Robert, this is a textbook stiff arm. This is a, right, you talk about a left jab right to the mug of D. Magic, putting him on the ground. Manny Pacquiao would be proud.
So it's Taz Stevenson that ate the stiff arm. Naquan Phillips knocking Murray Lawrence out of bounds. So on 1st and 10, Leibowitz throws. Leibowitz complete across midfield. It's Taylor Barnhill across the 40. And Kalen Friel teams up with Taz Stevenson to finally bring him down after a pickup of 24.
And the only thing, Robert, the defensive coach is going to like about that play is big 5-0, the nose tackle, getting all the way down the field to make a tackle on a 34-yard gain to the tight end. Great effort from Kalen Friel, a senior.
Taylor Barnhill is 6'4", 240 pounds. A senior tight end. That's a good look for a tight end. Now the blitz, Julian Jenner trying to get to Leibowitz. Leibowitz uncorks it, and it's almost picked off. batted around Taz Stevenson and Nick Nelson back defensively for Hawaii. Nelson had a good shot at a 19.
Gets his eyes back, goes to the highest point. Being 6 feet tall helps. Those small, diminutive corners are not good in those situations. Again, can't say enough good things about Nick Nelson. Kevin Clune, Durante Jones doing a nice job with that young freshman.
3:51 left in the first quarter. UNLV already 176 yards of total offense. So play action. Leibowitz throws. Leibowitz completes to Anthony Williams. Brought down by Nick Nelson. Very busy tonight for Hawaii.
Great tackle in the open field. You talk about eyes up, wrapping up, grabbing cloth, keeping a good base. Kevin Clune, real happy with Nick Nelson's play. He's just got to get the other 10 guys to play at that level.
The key to the win against San Jose State last week on the road was holding the Spartans 0 for 7 inside the 25-yard line by Kevin Clune's bunt, including 2 stops and 4th down. So 3rd and 10 at the 37. Leibowitz to throw, has time, stretches down the field, almost picked off by Naquan Phillips, had both hands on it.
And the reason that play got into Naquan's area is because Devontae Boyd fell down on his break, gets back up, throws the timing off, and Naquan almost gets himself one.
So this receiving core for UNLV, the 2 Devantes, spelled differently. Boyd the freshman, Davis the senior, and Logan Yunker into punt for the Rebels. Instead, he throws. He's got a man wide open, and he completes it. It's Yunker, the punter, completes it to Kendall Keys, a 6'3", 200-pound freshman, for 25 yards.
And Robert, I like that play because you're in 4-down territories, but you don't see a punter throwing the ball with this type of spin, with that type of velocity, and you got to either get pass interference when the gunner is got his head back to the, not back to the football, or you're going to get a reception. Big, tall gunners, throw it up, jump ball.
And you got to love it because they're 2 and 9.
They're rolling the dice.
Rolling the dice. 1 for 5 in the Mountain West Conference. 1st and 10, 13-yard line. Leibowitz has all day. Rolls right side, throws into the end zone, and off a ricochet. It is picked off by Hawaii's Morel Jackson. Out to the 15, across the 20, and then finally flipped over by Shaquille Murray Lawrence.
And that's a case of throwing that football up there to those big, tall wide receivers. Nice job of Hawaii staying with the football. The tip drill, go get that at the highest point, Morel. But here's another angle. You'll see Morel kind of waiting on that football, but nice job of Trayvon not interfering. Quarterback not too happy about the decision here.
So Leibowitz intended pass for Davis, initially knocked up by Nick Nelson, then pulled in by Morel Jackson. Sometimes you roll the dice and you get paid off. Sometimes you roll the dice and it comes up snake eyes like it did for the Rebels. Now Ikaika Woolsey, he's got all day. He goes deep, and making the catch for Hawaii is Keelan Evaliko.
And he beat a good defensive back in Kenneth Perry. Evaliko using, there's a flag down, and I think this is after the play, but Evaliko with that 4-4 type of speed gets vertical.
So Keelan Evaliko, a 51-yard catch. Earlier this year, he had a 54-yarder, and coming into this game, only 5 receptions for 90 yards.
Pass interference, defense, number 29. The penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
So Taj Hassett.
Sudden change, what do? You go up top, take a shot. Keelan Evaliko doing a nice job of looking at that ball, but another great throw by Ikaika.
So off the run, it's Joes. Sneaking into the game, it's Paris Joes at running back for Hawaii. Sneaks into the game, 5'6", 170-pound junior from Plano, Texas, and picks up a good chunk of yards before he was pulled down by Paz Hassan, a 10-yard gain.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. You and I watched him studying film in the hotel lobby on Friday evening, right about up until bed check. That's a great walk-on story.
It's a great story.
Walk-on history.
His personal story is James Fenderson-like.
ESPN should do a feature on that like Fendo.
So 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. I mean, Paris Joes was homeless. Decides to go to college, walks on and plays football. And if you see him in practice, he's got top-end speed and the ability to bust a big one.
He's got to be the quickest guy on this football team. You talk about shake and desire. We just talked about you'll have desire when you're homeless for a few days to hit the big time.
So 2nd and 7, Woolsey, quick out, Donnie King Jr. at the 9-yard line. They'll still be short of a first down. It sets up 3rd and 4. Now you see the guy, the gentleman in the black shirt that was right behind head coach Norm Chow. That is Steven Wakalaka, so he's out, still on crutches after sustaining the injury 2 games ago. So the running back by committee, Iosefo, St. Just, and now we see Joes get into the game, and Wakalaka again on crutches, out. Is Paris Joes getting a touch. Iosefo behind Woolsey, left side. Iosefo to the 5, bounces off a handful of defenders, and the franchise that's effort
The ruling on the field
gets into
is
the
the
end
ball
zone.
carrier short of the goal line, 1st and goal.
They're going to say he's short.
We'll get a good look at this, but Joey will not be denied in terms of stretching the football.
I think it's a touchdown. The stretch with the left arm, I think, got over the plane of the goal line before the knees touched.
The ball carrier is short is under further review.
The only question, Robert, was the forearm down, because not the hand, but the forearm could constitute dead ball. You're going to see that right hand right here go down to the ground.
No elbow.
Touchdown.
And that right hand, you saw Joey Iosefo dismiss Penny Vea to get into the end zone. This is what Hawaii fans, Hawaii coaches, members of the team expected from number 7 when the season started. He gets injured early. This is a handful of games and then the 3-game suspension. But guess what, folks? Iosefo is back.
And all 3 scores were predicated by turnovers. And that's why it is not only important to get the ball back, but the momentum. Hawaii doing a nice job of
After
capitalizing.
further review, the ball carrier's hand was on the ground, and he was not down on his knee. It is a touchdown.
So with 13 seconds left in the opening quarter, Hawaii is on the scoreboard. A 9-yard touchdown run by Joey Iosefo. And Rich Miano, you mentioned the turnovers. Coming into this game, UNLV was -6, their turnover margin, that ranked 103 in the country. Hawaii just won better at -5. But you mentioned the turnovers turn into touchdowns and changes games.
Yeah, and people talk about turning it over on offense and special teams, but we also like to talk about taking it away on defense and special teams. But that, besides the W and the L's, Robert, is the biggest stat in all of football, turnover ratio.
So the extra point put up successfully by Tyler Haddon. For every touchdown scored by UH, McDonald's of Hawaii will donate $500 to UH Athletics. Join McDonald's and help cheer on the University of Hawaii and guys like Joey Iosefo. Hawaii cuts the lead now to 14-7. They still trail the Rebels of UNLV. That's a great run. It's power. It's heads up to stretch, knowing how close he was to the end zone. And a good push up front.
Yeah, great push by the offensive line. And Is Joey at 100%?
No.
Or is he better than most people at 90?
Yeah. I think Joey at 85, 90 is still the best you've got. And when he gets it going, when he bounces off of initial contact and then lowers the shoulder, and you saw the right hand stiff arm to get rid of Penny Dale. That's the Joey that's dangerous.
Yeah, and I played safety, so I remember Christian, the Nigerian Nightmare Okoye, and Joey is that to any defensive back in the Mountain West Conference.
The Nigerian Nightmare introduced himself to you?
One time too many.
So the kickoff by Haddon, taken deep in the end zone by Sullivan. Sullivan tops all time as a kickoff return specialist at Las Vegas. So the offense for UNLV comes back on the field.
And what I think you talk about hidden statistics is Tyler Haddon has 24 touchbacks. Talk about great field position for the defense. He puts ball where it's supposed to be put. He makes extra points. He makes 81% of his field goals. He's done a great job.
So Leibowitz now at quarterback. He's 5 of 11 for 145 yards and the one INT by Morrell Jackson on first down. It's Shaquille Murray Lawrence tripped up in the backfield for Hawaii doing damages. Jarrell Jackson. And that was the final play of the first quarter. Excellent. Behind the line of scrimmage tackle by Hawaii to stop Shaquille Murray Lawrence. Be back after this timeout.
Show them what you've got. The 2020.
Here's how quickly things can change in a football game. UNLV, you roll the dice. A fake punt. Logan Yunker completes the Kendall Keys, and then what happened?
And then what happens is Morrell Jackson on the tip drill does a nice job. Then Joey stumbling, rumbling his way into the end zone.
For a 9-yard touchdown. We're joined now by the third member of our broadcast team at field level, Scott Robb. Scotty.
Hey, thanks a lot, Robert. You're talking about momentum. After that second touchdown by UNLV, there was a little bit of finger pointing here on the sidelines on the Rainbow Warriors side. But after the turnover and then subsequent touchdown, everything is nice and happy again. Back upstairs.
It always happens. Scoring and winning fixes a whole bunch of problems. And Leibowitz, his pass intended for Davis, well short.
Yeah, just going back to what Scott, Robert, and you are talking about is this game is all about momentum. You make plays, you get the adrenaline, you try to keep that ball in your court, so to speak. And right now, Hawaii with the momentum.
That sets up 3rd and 12 after the first play of the second quarter was incomplete for UNLV. Leibowitz back to throw, short screen, dumps off to Shaquille Murray Lawrence, and he's brought down backside by Julian Jenner. Welcome back.
Yeah, and welcome back because he, unlike any other Rainbow Warrior linebackers, sees the ball and reacts better than any linebacker they have. He has the swagger. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest, but he reacts before every other linebacker and makes a beautiful play. Welcome back, Julian.
Julian Jenner is a player. Every time that kid gets on the field, he makes plays. And back to return the punt, Scott Harding for Hawaii as a return man, averaging 9.6 yards. So he'll take it at the 26-yard line. Makes the first would-be tackler miss. Harding across the 45, near midfield, brought down at the 48. A punt effort of 46 yards by Yunker, a return of 22.
Yeah, and not to question Scotty's speed, but it looked like if he stayed outside, he would have went a lot longer. Those type of guys who question their own speed usually will cut the ball back inside. Scotty needs to continue with that wall along the left side.
And we've got a pile of young men.
Is a fumble recovered by UNLV.
Slow and getting up. But the officials are saying it's a fumble. And at the bottom of the pile, coming up with the football is Taylor Barnhill. He plays tight end and H-back, had a big catch earlier. They're saying Scott Harding coughed up the football in the back end of this play. We have no way of seeing it.
I got it, Robert. He took that ball right out of Scott's hand as Scott had the ball not high and tight. It was on his thigh, and it was just basically taking the ball away.
So it'll be tough to ask for a replay if you're a coach for Hawaii, because we just saw a replay, and you can barely see the football. So UNLV gets it again in Hawaii territory, and they run right side with Murray Lawrence. Never's a big word, but that guy never makes mistakes, Scott Hardy.
Yeah, never and always. And those two words you don't want to use, you're right, because that just means something concrete. And Scott makes so few mistakes, especially here on senior night.
So Keith Whiteley with the carry, not Murray Lawrence. And Whiteley again. He's a sophomore, 5'8", 185 pounds from Houston, Texas. 479 yards coming in. And Lance Williams making a stop for Hawaii. Pick up of a first down for the Rebels. The ball now marked at the 38-yard line. We've seen so many momentum changes here in the first half. 13-16 left in the opening half. Now that run play by Whiteley, not much room to run. On the bottom of that pile for UH is Julian Jenner again.
He has a swag. He has the ability to read pulling linemen and diagnose plays before most linebackers, and he makes up because he's not a real tall guy, and his speed's not outstanding. He's just a really good football player.
Hey, Julian Jenner's got so much swag, he can give some out like it's Halloween and trick-or-treat.
Full start. Offense, number 84. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
So Kendall Keys, who made that catch on the fake punt, flagged for false start. And backs up the football to the 41-yard line. It creates a 2nd and 13 situation for the Rebels. 3 down linemen for UH, that's all they bring. And open is Davis. Davis gets by a first-time would-be tackler. Gets inside the 30-yard line into 26. Nick Nelson, Trayvon Henderson there defensively.
Nick Nelson does not wrap up. He tries to throw his shoulder, and you need to wrap up on a big, strong receiver.
There is a flag on the play. The officials discussing.
The result of the play was a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 72. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st and 10.
Ron Scroggins, the right side guard, 6'3", 335 pounds, a junior, is flagged for a personal foul.
That is number 72's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
Devontae Davis, Rich, he's got game.
Yeah, and as good as Nick Nelson has been playing, only in high school can you go throw the shoulder and expect a wide receiver to fall down.
So Davis coming in, 28 catches, 433 yards. The other Devontae Boyd, he's a 6'1" freshman, 56 receptions, 821 yards. Davis has 2 catches for 96 yards in the first half. And what a play defensively. Ignited by Bo Yap, finished by Naquan Phillips. A tackle for loss on Keith Whiteley.
Penetration by Bo Yap. The cleanup by Naquan. Again, how is a corner making a play inside the box? He's not a strong safety. He's coming off the edge to the boundary.
Naquan Phillips is all over the field. The 2nd and 11. Officials have it marked at the 42-yard line. UNLV moving in. They lead 14-7. Rowe has time. Rose right side. Leibowitz in and out of the hands of Kendall Keys and Jarrell Jackson. They're defensively for UH.
Jarrell Jackson being just a freshman, you're going to see him right now put his shoulder to the back of the receiver and jar that ball loose. But again, the receiver has to catch that football and pull it in.
Jackson from Haynesville, Louisiana. 6 feet, 175 pounds, a freshman. I got one question. Where have you been, Jarrell Jackson? He's making plays. 11-21. Left in the first half. Leibowitz. Rolls right side. Being pursued by Bo Yap and Luke Shawley. And he throws it out of bounds, and Jarrell Jackson makes a play on it. But the momentum took him out of bounds.
Yeah, great defense, but when you see the catch, even though it's out of bounds, you have to question yourself, maybe he's a wide receiver. Double move on the outside. Watch the catch. Nice job of looking that football in.
It's the double move, and then he slides inside to get into the passing lane. Does Jackson, excellent execution. 4th and 11. Logan Yunker, he will not throw it this time. Instead, he punts it. And back to receive is Scott Harding. Makes a fair catch near the 9-yard line. 34-yard punt. So no damage done after the fumble by Scott Harding. Recovery by UNLV.
I call him my miracle baby because he survived.
Watch the double move, hitch and go. Receiver does a nice job of the pirouette, selling it, but an even better job by the young freshman in terms of keeping his eyes on the receiver, whether that's man coverage or cover 3. He's responsible for that third of the field.
And that is how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank. First down, Woolsey to Iosefa. There's a lot of bodies in the middle of the field.
Usually when Joey gets the ball, you need a whole bunch of white jerseys to stop his forward progress.
I mean, it is. You got to climb over people to get off the turf. So Iosefa, not much, but a couple. Very physical runner.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
Now, there's a player slow in getting up for UNLV, and that is Tuli Fakauho. 6'1", 300-pound junior from Las Vegas.
That's what a 3-4 nose tackle looks like, Robert.
And Hawaii's defense, and all things considered, they're still missing a nose for the future. Because Moses Samia, who starts inside now, is a senior. So Iosefa, left side. He got popped initially by Kaulokilele.
You'll continue to make that call, Robert, because this guy's a tackling machine. Him and Vea are leading this team, #1 and #2 in total tackles.
The Tau is Maui High School. Penevea, Kealakehe. 6 local boys in the roster for UNLV. One of them played for you at Kaiser.
Carl Clapp, the associate athletic director, that's his son.
Yeah, Christian Clapp. And Iosefa across the 30. Iosefa, midfield, until he's finally run down by Kenneth Penny. Wow.
And if you have any idea of what Joey's 40-yard dash time was, you could take a watch to that one, because it was a straight up the A gap. Watch the good blocking by the offensive line. 56 doing a wonderful job. Ben Clark doing a wonderful job. And then Joey's can't believe he's in the middle of the field, unobstructed. And that's Joey on the 40-yard dash.
Credit given. You mentioned 56. That's the redshirt freshman Elijah Tupai. Big block. And then Woolsey on first down was thinking throw. Nobody open, and finally run down by Lotu Lele.
Yeah, coming into the game, he had 83 tackles. He may have 100 at this rate by the time this game is over.
So Iosefa, after the big one, 12 carries, 94 yards. That's a long way to go. 45 yards for Iosefa. That's a load at 250-plus pounds. So he obviously getting a breather. And the Asme St. Just in the backfield, 2nd and 9. Just gets it. And obvious confusion between he and Woolsey on whether or not to keep it in the gut or pull it out. Iggy Porsche there defensively.
And watch Ikaika here, not sure what his read is. A lot of confusion on the mesh point, and that has to be cleaned up because they can't rely on Joey to carry the ball 40 to 45 times this football game.
Either way, I think Ikaika Woolsey in the offense was doomed on that play, whether he left it in the gut or pulled it out. So Woolsey back to throw, no place. No place for him to stand, no place for him to throw. And then defensively, is Chiua Vaisao.
Nice job by Vaisao in terms of staying on that upfield shoulder, being under control, wrapping up in a big sack in a big situation.
Scott Harding back to punt on 4th and 17 from the 45. His third punt of this game for Hawaii. 76th punt this season. Scott Harding rolls right side, kicks it left, and that's incredible. It's like a sandwich that he threw up from 40 yards, 42 yards make that, and it checks up at the 2-yard line.
Robert, with a 66-degree wedge, you can't make a golf ball stop like that.
Leonard Peters says he knows what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I don't always think punting, but when I do, it's Scott Harding, the most interesting man in college football. 147 punts in his career. Only 2 touchbacks. Right now, he leads the country in punt attempts, punt yards, punts down inside the 20, punts down inside the 2. But Leibowitz leads right now with the offense, completing a pass to Keys again. Maybe to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and this takes a lot of, I'll tell you, when you think about Tim Rosenbach, he has to say, am I really going to throw this ball from the end zone? And he did. So give him credit. The back shoulder throw is tough to defend.
Yeah, and Rosenbach letting the freshman in Leibowitz stand in the end zone to try and deliver on the run plays. Murray Lawrence tackled by Lance Williams. A pickup of a yard.
Yeah, and Rosenbach making that call is such a difficult thing to do because most coordinators are going to run that ball out of the end zone.
There's the head coach, Bobby Hauck, his 5th year, record of 15 and 47. Winningest coach at the lower level when he was at Montana, 7 years there. 3-time national champion. Every year, at least a tie for the conference crown. So Leibowitz, thick, the handoff, and then throws in the flats, and oh my, Trayvon Henderson sniffed it. Once you smell it, it makes a play.
Yeah, and we talked about who's leading the team in tackles for UNLV, but for Hawaii, it's Taz Stevenson, number 1. Trayvon is number 3. And again, these are not tackles down the field. They're in the box. They're on the perimeter. Really good-looking safeties. Hawaii has to be happy with the fact that he's only a sophomore.
I'm trying to think of a safety in the NFL that played in your era. Like was the biggest dude I'd ever seen. Is that Fulcher?
Fulcher was huge. Browner was big too, but you're right. Fulcher was 6'3", 235.
Played for the Bengals in the NFL. Absolute monster. So 3rd and 12. Officials mark it at the 11-yard line for Jared Leibowitz in the UNLV offense. Rebels 2 and 5 on 3rd down conversions in this game. They lead 14-7, 5:45 left in the first half. Leibowitz lets it fly down the sideline, almost pulled in by Devontae Davis, and back defensively, Hawaii's Naquan Phillips.
Almost doesn't count, but you talk about a great extension, and that would have been one of the greatest plays we've seen this season because he was completely parallel, and nice job trying to pull it in with his left arm.
As Hawaii celebrates senior night, it seems pretty obvious to me that the Rebels want Devontae Davis to experience some senior night festivities as well, because we've yet to see Devontae Boyd, the much talked about freshman, get into the act. So Yunker standing in his end zone to punt. He rolls right side a little bit. Gets a bounce to Harding. Harding takes it at the 50. And then Harding goes straight up the field. A 39-yard punt. A 6-yard return inside the 45. for Scott Harding. In fact, they're going to mark it at the 44-yard line, where Ikaika Woolsey and the offense will take over.
And it's just amazing that Scott created that field position. Scott catches the punt. He runs it back, and now they are in 4-down territory.
Here's the dream.
Let's take a look at the Mid-Pac Petroleum leaderboard. We're talking scoring at the University of Hawaii. Tops all time. Jason Elam, 395 points. In fact, he was a WAC leading scorer ever. And Tyler Haddon, current Rainbow Warrior, ranked number 5 with 231 points. Kickers, Justin Nayad, Dan Kelly, and Devon Bess among the kickers. And Tyler Haddon, once healthy, to enter his senior season, what a difference good health has made for him. Boy, offense takes over the 44-yard line. First time they've started a series in UNLV territory. And Ikaika Woolsey to Justin Vele. Gets maybe to the 30-yard line. And Tau Lotulele making a tackle for UNLV. So it's Lotulele for UNLV, Naquan Phillips, Jerome Jackson, Trayvon Henderson. Names jumping off the board defensively. So first and 10 now, 31-yard line, 5:05 left in the first half, and boy, he trails the Rebels 14-7.
This is a perfect example of who holds the chalk last, as there's a lot of audible been going on both sides of the ball.
Ikaika Woolsey looking for a home run, and Ikaika Woolsey turns around Marcus Kemp, and the official says Marcus Kemp made the catch.
We sometimes complain about his drops being so simple, but there's nothing simple about this. Watch this catch, because if it's ruled legal, it could be on SportsCenter's top 10 plays.
I mean, Marcus Kemp was on the ground. So Iosefa, after that catch, gets the give on first down, and Hawaii wasted no time not wanting UNLV to check the replays.
And here's a perfect example of...
Officials timeout for player's lost helmet.
Robert, you just called it as a coach. Get to the line as quickly as possible. Watch Ikaika, again, outside shoulder. Nice job of body control. Hey, he's dropped some this year, but that will be the highlight of his season, because that was a great one.
So Kenneth Penny back defensively. Boy, ran real quick with Iosefa. That sets up 2nd and 3 from the 3-yard line. Iosefa from Wildcat. Iosefa up the gut. Maybe to the 1-yard line.
Wildcat with that ghost motion, and it was a ghost motion because nobody went with Justin Vele to the flat, and Joey has that capability if he has the green light to throw that ball out there as well, but so many people in the box stopping Joey.
So Joey attracts attention wherever he goes in the football field. That's a given. So 3rd and goal from the 1. Iosefa, 3 tight ends. One goes in motion, and Joey keeps it again. And jump pass, Joey Iosefa to Harold Moletti.
Tim Tebow-like, everybody, as you just explained, expecting Joey to either plow his way in the end zone or jump, and he does the jump pass.
So that's another $500 donated by McDonald's to UH Athletics, and there's Joey Iosefa with his best Dwayne Jet imitation.
Great play calling, Jordan Wynn, Norm Chow, the offensive staff, momentum, Hawaii.
So Hawaii showed the big package, the bullies, 3 tight ends. Justin Vele, Harold Moletti. You had Jordan Poole Robinson making 4 tight ends, Tui Unga on the left side. They lined up Vele as an H-back, putting him in motion. And Joey Iosefa has mentioned right before the play that he does have a green light.
Yeah, kind of prophetic, but Robert, what did you call this package? The brothers?
The brothers. This is the brothers look.
Joey does a nice job. Again, a little bit of touch over there because Joey does have velocity on his fastball, but great play call. I'm really impressed by the versatility of this offense.
So Harold Moletti pulls it in. A touchdown for Hawaii, his 2nd of the season. That ties the game at 14. There's 3 minutes, 33 seconds left here in the first half. Marcus Sullivan back to receive the kickoff for Bobby Hall to the UNLV Rebels. The leg of Tyler Haddon will get this game back in action. He's averaging near 65 yards per kickoff. And there's 66 of it. And it's brought out by Sullivan to the 20-yard line. Breaks the tackle, gets through the scrum, and then pushed out of bounds by Naquan Phillips, just short of the 30. The freshman at quarterback, Jared Leibowitz, will bring his offense back on the field. He's 9 of 19 for 171 yards. Time now for our Fujitsu air-conditioned cool play of the game. It doesn't get much cooler than that by Marcus Kemp.
Yeah, that's frozen in terms of his ability to adjust to the football, bring it in, pull it in. That's a great call as well. I thought he might have been out of bounds. Great job, very cool Fujitsu.
The first and 10, 40-yard line. Leibowitz complete to Davis, tripped up by Nick Nelson. Let me do my Rich Miano imitation. I love my Fujitsu.
You got to include Leonard and Nate and the rest of the crew because they're all in that commercial. But that's a perfect example, Robert, of the throwing radius being large when you have a 6'3" wide receiver. Because that was a highly thrown ball.
It changes everything. If you're a defense and the other guys have a receiver that's 6'3", flags flying, looking like the offense false start.
False start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
That big Ron Scroggins, 6'3", 335-pound junior. Got called for a foul earlier. The big kid.
Then you talked about turnovers. That's how you lose football games. You also lose them when you have too many penalties. Bobby Houck not happy.
4 penalties for 40 yards in this game against UNLV. And there you go. When you bring it, sometimes you get home from the corner. That's Naquan Phillips.
Dialing up the corner blitz from the field. Where? Usually that's coming from the boundary.
For an injured play.
We got a Hawaii player slow in getting up in the back end. But Naquan Phillips successful blitzing the quarterback and getting to Jared Leibowitz. We're trying to ID the who is on the turf.
Naquan is coming, does a nice job of getting off the block, getting to the level of football, and then securing the tackle. It's not every day a cornerback gets a sack.
If you are a corner and you spend most of your playing career like on an island, and we're not talking big island, we're talking little size island, it gets lonely. When a defensive coordinator bows you up and say blitz, it's got to be like a kid in a candy store.
Salivating and just the dream of playing off a block like that and doing all the fundamentally things right is so big for Naquan.
So we're getting word that Morrell Jackson is a Rainbow Warriors defender who is being tended to by the training staff of the Rainbow Warriors.
Nobody likes to see a young man down, but one thing Durante Jones, Kevin Clune can be assured of, they have tremendous depth in the secondary. They've rolled guys in, they rolled guys out. They've started so many different people, including Mike Martin, who's a walk-on senior from St. Louis High School. We talked about Taz, we talked about Trayvon, Morrell Jackson. I mean, they have 4 or 5 guys at the safety position as well as the corner. And credit Durante Jones doing a nice job coaching those guys up.
And one of the new faces we're seeing tonight get some run is Jarrell Jackson. Mentioned he's a 6', 175-pound freshman. And he joins away from Haynesville, Louisiana. So it's not Morrell Jackson. Instead, we're told Jarrell Jackson, who is slow in getting up. So it's Jarrell Jackson, who we were forced to ask the question earlier. Where have you been, Jarrell Jackson? He's made some plays.
There's Michael, there's Tito, there's Jermaine, and Hawaii has 2 Jacksons, and hopefully that young man is okay. Again, anytime you can play as a freshman, gives you so much confidence going into the rest of your career here at Hawaii.
So it's Jarrell and Morrell.
Timeout, Hawaii. 30-second timeout.
In the backfield, Hawaii gets charged with a 30-second timeout. They call a 30-second timeout. As the trainers tend to Jarrell Jackson, the defense is huddled up around defensive coordinator Kevin Klum. Momentum has gone clearly back and forth in this first half, and both offenses have gotten into the end zone off turnovers created and gotten by their own defenses. No harm done on the special teams turnover. Scott Harding losing a fumble. So 3rd and 9, 41-yard line. Taz Stevenson showing blitz. Does not come. But Luke Charlie does. Gets a hit on the quarterback, Leibowitz, and his pass intended incomplete for Devontae Boyd.
And you talked about Boyd not being thrown to. He's not going to get thrown to if he does not come up with that catch, because that's a comeback route, tough throw, but it's right in his 2 hands.
Timeout for an injured player.
So Luke Charlie puts a hit on Leibowitz as he throws. D. Magic was on the back end defensively, guarding the receiver, and slowed getting up after this play is UNLV running back Shaquille Murray Lawrence.
Leibowitz throws a great ball, has no idea what's happened because Luke Charlie hits him, and when he watches the film tomorrow, he's going to say, come on, I'm doing my part. I'm getting beaten up back here. You've got to catch the football.
So Leibowitz 10 of 21, 176 yards, passing for UNLV. Devontae Davis, not Boyd, but Davis, 3 catches for 101 yards. The trainers are tending to Murray Lawrence. Look at the numbers for Ikaika Woolsey, Hawaii quarterback, 5 of 10 for 116 yards. Both quarterbacks have thrown an INT. Joey Josefa, with a quarterback rating of 438.4, is 1 for 1. The 1-yard touchdown pass to Harold Mullenny. And Josefa, 14 carries, 97 yards. 2:25 left in the first half. Good to see Murray Lawrence make his way off the field on his own. Score tied 14-14.
Do you think Joey had a quarterback rating like that in Samoa?
I'm not sure they threw the ball at all.
That's a good point.
So Younger back to punt on 4th and 9 from the 41. So he's standing at the 25-yard line. So no rollout, straight punt, gets it off. And Scott Harding fumbled it at the 15-yard line. And UNLV says they've got it.
Kick recovered by the kicking team. First down.
At the bottom of that pile, coming up with the football, is Kenny Keys. Scott Harding just lost the football.
And you talked about earlier, Scott had that one fumble. He makes very few mistakes. He's got to really get his head into this game because he is the MVP, and Hawaii expects big things from Scott Harding and consistently catches the football.
Never say never, but he rarely makes mistakes. 3 turnovers now by Hawaii. UNLV has taken one of their turnovers and turned it into a touchdown. On first down, Hawaii runs with Keith Whiteley.
Yeah, and you're going to see Scott, his feet aren't set. He misjudges this ball, and it ricochets off his face mask, and then it's a free-for-all.
The punt in air lands directly on his face mask and loses control of it. And Leibowitz throws to the back of the end zone. Flags are flying. It was a free play, looking like Hawaii jumped offside. So D. Magic, Trayvon Henderson in the end zone. Devontae Davis, intended receiver. Pretty sure the flag will be Hawaii offside.
Offside. Defense number 92. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
This is a great throw. This ball should be caught. It's a free ball. Davis, again, right through his hands, and I'm not sure about if he has to take something off that fastball, but he had to stick it in the window. You've got to make those catches if you expect to win football games.
So 84, Keys, not 81 Davis. I thought it was Davis, 81, but instead, Kendall Keys, the intended receiver. And now the UNLV runs, and there's no room to run for Keith Whiteley. At the bottom of that pile is Kennedy Tuli Masiali'i. That sets up 2nd and 3. Officials will mark it at the 7. 1:23 and counting left in the first half. This game is tied 14-14. Rebels trying to cash in on the 3rd turnover by Hawaii here in the first half. Leibowitz gives, right side, blown up. Senior night, Boyd Gap, making a play, stuffing Whiteley.
You said Boyd, that was his dad at running back.
I was saying hi to Boyd.
There you go, because Bo, the proud prodigal son, makes the play with the penetration. You're going to see 92. He's going to come off the right side of your screen. He's going to knife into the left side. You can't block Bo Yap when he's slanting into that C gap.
It's your fault. You started, revived my man crush on Boyd Yap before the game. But that's the son, the offspring. Bo Yap on senior night. That's a big-time play.
Yeah, and Norm Chow concerned because you want to go in the locker room with the lead. This will probably be a field goal. Take the points.
Or dial up the block. Hawaii blocked 2 field goal tries last week against San Jose State. One of them at nose guard. I've never seen a nose guard block the field goal attempt straight up the gut. Moses Samia.
Samia capable of really pushing that line of scrimmage and getting his hands up. There you see him in the right A gap. There's a couple of 2-3 guys on the right side. Watch for the push to come from the right side.
Jonathan Leyva, 25 yards, that's hit. Hit block. Recovered by Julian Jenner. He gets a block. And Julian doing the dance, the merengue.
And last week it was speed to power. This week it's the swim move by Samia, not known for great athletic pass rushing moves, but you're going to see the swim. You're going to see him penetrate. You're going to see the biggest 4th down, Moses Samia. His dad, Jerry, the mom, they're all here watching Samia. Watch the arm over. Hands up, extension, and nice job of the penetration. If you can penetrate the A gap, Robert, you're going to block a lot of kicks.
You know, earlier this week in practice, I asked Moses, I said, so how much time do you really spend in block kick drills? And he started laughing, and he said it's so strange because all his life, he's always been the shortest defensive lineman.
Yeah, he's with Lance Simmer working on pushing and all those type of things, not pass rush.
So 35 seconds left in the first half. The Asame St. Just gets big yards for Hawaii. And they advance to football. Hawaii's got 1 timeout left. A pickup of 12 by 22. Officials will mark it the 22-yard line. Ikaika Woolsey complete to Kemp. That's probably the last play of the first half. Kenneth Penny there defensively. Hawaii still hurries. They stop the clock. Ikaika Woolsey spiking it on 2nd down.
And these are not easy as a head coach because you're in a precarious situation in terms of field position.
Post-charge timeout, UNLV, 30 seconds.
The one thing, Robert, you don't want to do, obviously, is turn the ball over here because there's still enough time for UNLV to score. But is there enough time for you, Hawaii, to score 2 plays, 12 seconds?
The situation is 3rd and 5. You mentioned the 12 seconds. Hawaii's got 1 timeout left. UNLV's got 2. And you got to think UNLV will burn another timeout if it's an incomplete pass. I mean, incomplete would stop the clock on its own, but if it's a short game, Hawaii's not going to take a knee.
And then try to block the punt.
Yeah. So 12 seconds left in the half. Woolsey in shotgun. He's got time. And Woolsey looking home run. And tries to stretch the field intended for Marcus Kemp. 6 seconds left. Clock will stop off the incomplete pass. Did I say on the last fourth down, maybe you dial up your block the field goal play?
Sometimes I'm amazed at your intuition. It happened last week, so again, roll the dice.
It's craziness that Hawaii blocks 2 on the road at San Jose State, comes back here, and the nose guard, back-to-back weeks. So Harding to punt on 4th down, and he gets a heck of a bounce again. And that will be the final play of the first half. A 53-yard punt by Scott Harding. And both teams head into the locker room. This game is tied 14-14. Halftime show when we come back.
Spectrum Sports.
Spectrum Business is made to work, just like your small business. Made to overcome whatever comes up.
Lane 9's down.
Made to work as fast as you, with the most reliable internet speeds.
Fire up on number 2, people. Come on, let's go, let's go.
Made to keep you online, even when the power's off. The complete connectivity and reliability you get from wireless internet backup.
So I never miss a beat.
We got you. Made to work seamlessly and securely with advanced Wi-Fi. Made to give you big value on a small business budget.
Guys, we sold out in an hour.
And made to connect all aspects of your business with fast, easy-to-use, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile. Because no matter what your business was made to do, Spectrum Business was made to work for you. Get 300 megabit per second internet as low as $49.99 when bundled with wireless internet backup, advanced Wi-Fi, and voice, plus Spectrum Mobile free for 1 year. Spectrum Business, made to work.
Spectrum OC16 and XCast is giving you the best in prep volleyball. And massive matchups on the gridiron. From your home for Hawaii high school sports, Spectrum OC16 and XCast.
Tied at 14 between the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors and UNLV Rebels. And guys, we saw, no doubt, without a question, the most exciting first half of UH football this season. And you saw a little bit of everything. And the way that game started, I know for a lot of these fans, and us included, there were some flashbacks of Kent Myers, Utah State, when a freshman quarterback came in and was handed an opportunity. Ikaika Woolsey throws an interception. UNLV able to bring that back and turn that into a touchdown just 2 plays later, thanks to Jared Leibowitz. And early, he had a lot of time. There wasn't a lot of pressure for him. And Leonard Peters, I know you're a fan of the 2 Devontaes, Keys and Davis, and the wideout for the Rebels.
Yeah, they did good. They came out to play today. As soon as I seen that matchup, I thought he was going to do it all day, and he's been doing it. It's been working for him. Good on them.
Now, Nate, from a defensive standpoint, is there anything that you saw early that you would have liked to see the University of Hawaii do that they were not doing, that if they can turn it around and do that, that this may be a different game?
Well, I mean, I thought, in the second half, of the first half, so second quarter, I thought they did a good job of trying to put pressure on Leibowitz, as far as bringing different type of stunts. Of course, you had the corner blitz with Naquan Phillips. He was able to get to the quarterback. But giving a variety of looks, I think, gets him, a little offset, gets him unsettled in the backfield. And, and he's not having all that time to get the ball off to the Devontaes.
Now, the University of Hawaii with 3 turnovers. Luckily for UH football fans and for the UH football team, that only turned into 1 UNLV score. And that was the first possession of the game for UNLV. The defense from the early struggles turning around a bit and moving to the ball. Leonard, I know you That's very important too.
They got some sort of swag going on tonight. They're being relentless towards the ball. They're trying to fit everywhere possible to try and get onto them. They're being like lions in Africa on a wildebeest right now. Everyone's trying to claw, get on the neck, get on the back, get on wherever they can fit. So I think it's a great they should keep it up. The blitzes is working for them. The stunts up the middle working. So they're doing great. Hawaii's doing great right now.
And Nate, you explained something as that first half rolled on, that at the end of every play, 90% of the defense should be in your television screen. Explain a little bit about that.
Well, from some of the tough defenses that we used to play, or our offense here at Hawaii, just the the activity of a defense, and then being active, flying around to the ball. You're seeing jersey, opposite color, flying everywhere. That can kind of get to you, knowing that they're flying to the ball. Everybody's getting a hand in there. Helmets are hitting you from different angles. You can feel, the pile over there getting heavier and heavier. That just shows how active you are. And, I think that's what Hawaii will need to be doing, as far as going into the second half. Just be more active. Like Leonard was saying, get into the picture. For the fans at home that are watching, try to notice how many players, from the University of Hawaii can get into the frame at each, at the end of each play, and that'll dictate, the activity that they're having. Offensively, defensively, on special teams, it's been an adventure. We have so much more to talk about here in that first half. Again, it's 14-14, Bows and Rebs tied at halftime. Not only is it senior night for Joey Iosefa, it's also a historic night for him. 14 carries, 97 yards, a rushing touchdown, also a passing touchdown, so responsible for both scores. He becomes just the 9th player in UH history to have 2,000 yards rushing in his career. Nate, as the former running back, what did you like out of Joey Iosefa tonight so far? Well, if you've been watching the game, he's been doing it in every single way possible. He's doing it up the middle. He's breaking long runs. He's getting the tough runs for the 1-2. But he's relentless, and that's what you really want. You want a guy that's going to be able to be leaning forward, getting the extra yardage and things like that. And then obviously with the passing game, him being able to get a throwing touchdown as well, that's just adds to his versatility. So, him getting the yards is basically what they needed. Somebody to be the spear point, the whole thing and get things going. And hopefully it would allow for the rest of the offense to kind of gel in and get things done. Now on both sides, from the quarterback standpoint, Ikaika Woolsey and Leibowitz both above 50% on the night. They've made some throws. They both had receivers drop a couple. They both missed on some throws. Special teams is pretty much the difference on this one. We talked a lot about Scott Harding in the pregame, and then you saw him do his thing as far as his punting goes. Very uncharacteristic of Harding with 2 fumbles, one a fumble on a return, one a muffed punt, which was recovered by UNLV, but both of those did not turn into scores. But then on the other side, the University of Hawaii able to block a field goal a 3rd time in the last 2 weeks because they had 2 against San Jose State. Special teams-wise, coordinator Chris Demarest must be pulling his hair out because there's some things to turn to his team and say, you're doing great from this standpoint, but at the same time, you've struggled because you got to remember the fake punt that was big, but again, did not turn into a score. What do you think Chris Demarest is telling his special teams right now? It's just like you're saying, he's probably pulling his hair out. I don't know, he must be bald now, like McKnight. But McKnight was the same way, he would always try and pull all the ballers. Everybody always overlooks the special teams because you have the stars, the quarterbacks on offense, like Ikaika, and you got the defensive players like Bo Yap and all those guys. But you gotta remember how special teams is such a big part of the game. It's a momentum trainer. You know what I mean? And we seeing that tonight. I think right before I asked you, has Scott ever dropped one of these? And I think I jinxed him, but I don't believe in that, so he dropped it himself. But he hit his face mask, and like Coach said, his feet wasn't set. But then we were talking about him punting the ball. He's not guessing when he drops the ball on his foot. He knows once he drops the ball on his foot whether it's going to spin forward or he wants it to dead stop or it's going to spin back. I think Coach was talking about it earlier, how a golf swing is. When they swing the ball, they know if it's going to stop, roll to the hole, or it's going to bounce back. Scott's doing the same thing, and he's been doing it since he was a young kid. So he knows what he's doing. He's not guessing, guys. This is a gift that you learn from when you're yay high all the way till he's the old man swag, like they always tease him about, So yeah, it's a great game. All right, a lot more to talk about. We're going to find out what these guys expect from this second half. Again, the University of Hawaii and UNLV tied at 14. Great game thus far here at Aloha Stadium.
Welcome back to Aloha Stadium, Mountain West Conference football on OC Sports. University of Hawaii and UNLV tied at 14 at the half in what has been a crazy game thus far for University of Hawaii. The receiving corps has been getting a lot of notice for not always positive things. Marcus Kemp, a catch for 31 yards, an unbelievable catch. Keelan Evaliko, one catch, 51 yards. That is big heading into the second half. Leonard Peters, what do you expect to happen here in the second half? What does UH need to do in order to pull off this win?
I think they're going to keep on feeding muscles, Joey. I think it's going to keep feeding him because Joey's running the ball very well. But I think also the quarterback, Ikaika's going to spread the ball around, but the boys need to catch the ball. It doesn't matter if he gives them a good ball or not. They keep dropping the ball. So long as they keep doing that, I think they're going to be all right.
Nady Lawa, what is going to decide this game and get the University of Hawaii a long-awaited win, a long-awaited winning streak?
It's going to take a complete effort. I talk about it all the time. The teams that show up in all three phases usually wins games. And Hawaii's been capable of doing that, and maybe, not all the time, but I think that is what it's going to take, for everybody to kind of gel together on a night like this, senior night, to pull out this victory.
Last week in a win over San Jose State, UH snapped a 17-game road losing streak. Tonight, they're trying to start their first winning streak since 2012. On the other end of this break, it's the second half. University of Hawaii and UNLV in an epic one thus far. It's tied at 14. Third and fourth quarters coming up.
Poke? Poke. We have a local way of saying everything. Passion fit. Lilikoi. Donut. Malasada. Just like FICO, a.k.a. First Insurance Company of Hawaii, a.k.a. Crispy Global Strength on the outside, soft doughy local service on the inside. Whatever you call them, gotta be the word ono. For home, auto, and business insurance, get the kind. First Insurance.
Hey, let's get out and enjoy our islands.
Hanging with Ohana is the best, especially when you're in the 8-passenger pilot. The perfect island ride that's rugged and ready for wherever family fun takes you. Add a new pilot to your Ohana today. Part of KBB's best overall value brand for 2023.
See a Hawaii Honda dealer today and tell them Henry sent you.
Thursday, round one was a 5-set thriller. Can the sequel equal the hype in round two? Punaho, Kamehameha, ILH Girls Volleyball, only on OC 16, exclusively on Spectrum.
Back live at Aloha Stadium, still halftime, 14-14, Hawaii versus UNLV. I'm Robert Kikaula. With me upstairs in the broadcast booth, Rich Miano. Let's take a quick look at our McDonald's halftime statistics so far.
And the thing that I think stands out is because the turnovers is 3-1 in UNLV's advantage, but points off turnovers have only been 7. And really a nice job defensively in terms of making adjustments, because the first quarter was not pretty for Hawaii's defense.
No, the first quarter, Rebels had 18 plays for 198 yards. In that second quarter, after the adjustment you talk about, Hawaii holds UNLV to 19 plays and just 43 yards of total offense in that second quarter. That first quarter, the opportunities for UNLV, those possessions were first drive touchdown, second drive touchdown, and Hawaii struggled.
Yeah, and I think Hawaii was still celebrating senior night in the festivities. They needed to start playing football, and unfortunately, they started in the second quarter. Fortunately, it's a tie ball game.
I love senior night festivities and traditions, but I sometimes question whether or not these young men, you come out, some of these guys have auntie and grandma crying. Can you really go from crying to punch somebody in the mouth in a matter of minutes?
Yeah, and this is the ultimate emotional type of game, and you have to be ready from the opening kickoff to the 68th or 69th play in a football game, because you cannot be thinking about other things. Distractions do not help football players.
Offense needs some get right as they prepare to start the second half. Let's check in field level with our Scott Robb. Scott.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rob. I talked with UNLV head coach Bobby Hauck about the first half. He said he didn't think they played particularly well. He thought they had opportunities that didn't cash in. I asked him also going into the locker room at halftime, what about your quarterback? Are you going to go with Leibowitz, or are you going to bring back Decker, who was the starter most of this year? He said that's something they're going to talk about, so keep an eye out who starts at quarterback in the second half. For Hawaii, Norm Chow seemed pretty happy. He says, you know, we kind of got ambushed early on with that 14-0 deficit, but he was real happy with the way the defense responded. The offense did as well. I said, what about adjustments for the second half? He said, lots of adjustments. You'll just have to watch. Back upstairs to you guys.
So the numbers for the quarterbacks, Jared Leibowitz, 10 of 21, 176 yards at halftime. Hawaii's Ikaika Woolsey, 6 of 12 for 121 yards. Both QBs have an INT in that first half.
Yeah, and Robert, how many drops did UNLV have? That young man, Leibowitz's stats would be that much better if his receivers would catch it in the noose. I remember Mouse Davis, June Jones, all of those guys talk about repetition. Devon Bess was the best receiver in college football because he caught more balls before practice, during practice, and during the games. And it's a game of repetition. That's a repetitive skill. Catch the football.
People still don't believe me when I tell them the story of Devon Bess. It's almost like the legend of Devon Bess. Practice was 7 o'clock. He was on the grass field, having the equipment guys bring on the jug machine by 6:30 to get a half-hour work before everybody else came out.
Yeah, in the winter when it gets dark early in the morning, it was dark out, and he was still catching the football.
His work ethic is unmatched as a college football player. So Tyler Haddon, his right leg will get things started, and Marcus Sullivan back to receive for UNLV. Mentioned earlier, he's tops all time as a kick returner, 2,293 yards in his career. He will not get an opportunity. And I'm telling you, Tyler Haddon as a senior, Tyler Haddon the rest of his career is a different animal.
Yeah, and we talk about seniors and the potential to play at the next level. He has enough leg strength. His accuracy has improved. He's a big, strong-looking type of kicker. So, hey, you never know. Sometimes these guys bounce around for a few years, but he has the NFL leg.
So Leibowitz remains at quarterback. UNLV in that first quarter had 3 drives. 45 yards touchdown, 97 yards touchdown, 58 yards INT. In that second quarter, the drive went 2 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, -1 yard, 6 yards, and a blocked field goal. Big difference, first half, second half for the Rebels. On 1st and 10 from the 25, Shaquille Murray-Lawrence brought down real quick by a handful of Hawaii defenders.
Not a lot happening in the inside running game, and maybe that's to keep Hawaii's defense honest, but UNLV is going to have to throw the football.
And they're looking to throw on 2nd and 9. Leibowitz, his pass picked off. Tez Stevenson overthrew Devontae Davis into the hands of Stevenson. And Stevenson across the 10, brought down backside, he fumbles. Recovered at the 1-yard line by Hawaii. Moses Samia, but there is a flag on the play.
Hate to say this, Robert, but defensive pass interference. This one's coming back.
So Jared Leibowitz was back to throw. The intended receiver was Devontae Davis. Picked off near one-handed by Taz Stevenson. Leading tackler for Hawaii coming into this game.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 1. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
One thing that may go unnoticed is Moses Samia, the former catcher at St. Louis, ability to get on that football for a big guy and chasing the ball downfield. Good things happen around the football, but that thing's coming back.
So Naquan Phillips, flag for holding. Not pass interference, but holding. 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10, 36-yard line. Play action. Leibowitz looking deep. Leibowitz, he's got a man open. Does not connect with Kendall Keys.
And 2 things come up, Robert. Who is the center fielder? Who is the free safety? And secondly is Daniel Lewis cannot afford to look back to the quarterback when he's beat. He has to continue to chase that thing and hope for good things. Leibowitz knows he missed that one as he had the middle of the field wide open.
He had Kendall Keys, as you mentioned. Nobody over the top. So 2nd and 10, 36-yard line. Hawaii bringing pressure inside. Leibowitz bounces right side. Then pushed out of bounds by Naquan Phillips.
Not sure about drama, but Leibowitz goes to the turf, maybe trying to get a personal foul on Naquan Phillips. Refs having no part of that one.
Okay, so Kevin Clune needing to dial up his defense here on 3rd and 8. And on 3rd down, Hawaii's defense 39% coming into this game. 68 of 174. And tonight, 2 of 8 is UNLV. Make that 2 of 9 on 3rd down opportunities. That pass by Leibowitz's intended receiver was Marcus Sullivan. The UNLV will call upon the duties of Logan Yunker, their punter, a 40.2-yard average for him.
Bobby Houck just scratching his head, seeing missed opportunity after missed opportunity. Who wants to make a play? Because right now, both teams are playing not to win, but they've got to play to win.
So Yunker punting, Harding back to receive. Twice tonight, he's fumbled. At the 11-yard line, Scott Harding gets back up to the 16. So a 50-yard punt, a return of 5 by Scott Harding. Did the offense, for your liking, find a groove, find that zone by halftime?
Well, Hawaii's offense did some things in that 2nd quarter, but they did struggle early in the 1st quarter. And when you look at total yards, much improved from last week where they only had 240 yards of total offense. But again, the object of this game is to get the ball in the end zone. 14 points is not going to win a lot of college football games.
That 240 yards you mentioned against San Jose State, Hawaii's lowest output of the season. So on their first play, it's a toss to Diosemy St. Just. Gets maybe to the 19-yard line. Hawaii had 268 yards of total offense at the break.
The thing that haunts coaches offensively, defensively, and special teams is the 3 turnovers, because those kill drives and give the other team opportunities.
The 2nd and 7. Diosemy St. Just up the middle. Met by Penny Vea. And brought down immediately. White looking to be about a yard short, or maybe 2 yards short of that first down marker.
Counter OG, both the tight end, Y, and the off guard. They come through the hole. And again, who is leading this team in yards per carry? Diosemy St. Just with a 4.4-yard average.
Well, the 2 pulling blockers he had was DeJohn Allen and Jordan Pu'u Robinson. Ikaika Woolsey straight back to pass. Rose right side. No place to run, no place to throw. And brought down finally by Ryan McAleenan.
That's a great job with pursuit, because if Ikaika can stretch for that first down, what a difference in field position that makes. And he did give it his best, but credit the pursuit of the UNLV defense. And a nice tackle as well. You're going to see on your screen a lot of different ways to make a tackle, and that's one of them.
So Scott Harding back to punt for the 5th time in this game, averaging 41.5 in his previous 4 attempts. And this is a straight line squibber that's brought in by Keith Whiteley. A 33-yard effort. Whiteley's having a decent time taking those punts in when most everybody else struggles.
Dear Hawaii, we're not the biggest health insurer or the oldest, but we are homegrown.
For the latest information on UH Athletics, go to hawaiiathletics.com for UH news, tickets, videos, and more. Also visit UH's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube sites to follow your favorite teams and get current fan promotions. Or you can just hashtag with Game On Crew. Some of those hashtags are pretty crazy.
Yeah, I love it. I think those guys have tremendous just thoughts, and that's what young people do. But Robert, you know, we talk about Hawaii and UNLV being international destinations. Well, in recruiting, there's 3 players on the Rebels from Canada. There's 2 from Finland, and there's also 2 from American Samoa.
You know, Hawaii's looking to go back to Australia and American Samoa to continue their recruiting efforts. So first and 10, 43-yard line. Micah Mataele pulls in a pass from Jared Leibowitz. How do you recruit Denmark?
A lot of planes, a lot of trains, a lot of automobiles.
So Murray Lawrence tracked down by Trayvon Henderson. Trayvon Henderson is a Tyler Hamlin defense. When he's healthy, he's money.
Yeah, and he's been chipped up, but you'll see tremendous speed, acceleration, and those long arms to go with that 6'1" frame.
So his defensive effort sets up 3rd and 8 for UNLV and Leibowitz. Intended receiver was Devontae Davis, but there was obvious miscommunication because when he came out of his break, that football was way in a different direction.
Yeah, and that deep out is hard to time up, but at the same time, which offense is going to make a play? Because right now, both defenses are stepping up to the plate and converting on 3rd down.
So Yunker back to punt. Harding set to receive, runs up to the 20-yard line. And UNLV gets a unfortunate backward bounce and a 30-yard net by UNLV. Hawaii will take over. The officials, I think, spotting it right at the 25-yard line. But now Hawaii needs to get their offense jacked up. In that first quarter for the Hawaii offense, their first 4 possessions went interception, punt, and touchdown. In that second quarter for Hawaii, it went punt, touchdown, punt. So they've yet to really get into a groove. Game tied 14-14, 10:45 left in the 3rd quarter. Iosefa back in at running back. And Iosefa drags the would-be tackler with him for an extra 3 yards.
When it looks like he has 0 or a minimal gain, they are moving the yard marker 7 yards or 6, at least 6+.
Najee Johnson responsible for bringing Iosefa down on that first play drive. I mean, first down play. Pickup of 6 by Iosefa. 10:06 and counting. 14-14. Woolsey. Iosefa. I think he's less than a yard short. Right where the official on the sideline is walking onto the field.
Then inside handoff to Joey. You see a lot of misdirection by the offensive lineman, but again, feed Joey the ball.
So Iosefa, 16 rushes in this game. That'll take him now over 110 yards. 17 carries. Boy, picks up a first down on 3rd and 1. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball marked at the 39-yard line. So they did not, UNLV, bite on play action. Penny Vea was locked in on Hawaii quarterback Ikaika Woolsey. And that's a sack and a loss of some major yards.
Nice job by Tim Howe, the defensive coordinator. Bobby's brother coming off the edge, and give credit to Kealakehi Penny Vea.
So Penny Vea, his effort, a 10-yard loss for Hawaii. Penny Vea is a good-looking safety. The 2nd and 25 now. A dump off to Iosefa, and he's tripped up at the 32-yard line. Kenneth Penny again defensively for UNLV.
At 5'11", 175 pounds, it's how low can you go when you're tackling Joey Iosefa?
I mean, you're not very smart if you try and go high. So 3rd down and 21. Rainbow Warriors 6-for-11 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Woolsey gets a great block by Iosefa. And then the second blitzing defender is Taulotulele. And he puts a big hit on Ikaika Woolsey.
Yeah, and these are two guys from the neighbor Isles that have 2 sacks on this series. And those are football players you'd like to stay home at the University of Hawaii because they can flat out play this game.
So both of these local boys start on defense for UNLV. Excellent showing. Coming back to the 808. So Scott Harding, his 6th punt of the night. That one was left-footed. I saw a television game today, and the announcer says, "This is the only punter in the country that can kick it with both feet." Stop it, will you?
Wrong.
Inside the Numbers, presented by Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner.
Yeah, 0 times that Hawaii has ended the regular season on the road, and we're talking 98 years of football. They have never ended on the road. Senior night has been here at Aloha Stadium, at least for the last 40 years.
So Hawaii's got one more game to play. It's on the road next Saturday against Fresno State. But I asked you in my confusion, did Hawaii not celebrate 100 years of University of Hawaii football like 4 years ago?
Centennial celebration, maybe a little premature.
So Leibowitz finally completed the freshman and Devontae Boyd. Now Devontae Boyd, 56 catches, 821 yards coming in, and he put up some unbelievable numbers.
I'll tell you, this guy has thrown the ball, Leibowitz, effectively, and he has to get both of those receivers into the game because that was the keys to the game. And I'm like you, I'm a savant.
Savant. And Savant blitzing again. Naquan Phillips hanging on for dear life and would not let go of Jared Leibowitz. You had mentioned it takes a little something extra to dial up a corner blitz, and Kevin Clune has dialed it up a few times.
20 yards, and you talk about how Oli Jamora from Washington, pretty soon, Naquan Phillips will be up in the national stats. That's his 2nd sack of this game.
So they pick up a 26-yard gain, the pass to Boyd, and then lose 20 on the very next play. Leibowitz again. His pass complete. And there defensively, Magic, Castro, and Phillips for Hawaii. And again, it's Boyd. I mentioned coming into the game. 2nd in all of college football among freshmen. 821 yards receiving. Needs 91 yards tonight to break the UNLV freshman record of 911 yards by Ryan Wolf. So 3rd and 24, pressure on Leibowitz again, and Hawaii forces him to get rid of it. Like, that's 12 yards wide left.
Yeah, and everybody talks about sacks, but talk about pressures, talk about hurries, talk about moving the quarterback, making him uncomfortable, and you'll see Bo Yap just that with the swim move. Again, people don't give him enough credit for his athleticism. He was kind of a tweener coming out of high school, but he's been everything as advertised.
Yeah, he ends up being between good and great by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah, and there's a book, From Good to Great, and you could ask Bo Yap about some of those things because it wasn't, he had good genetics, we talked about Boyd, but it was work ethic and intelligence. He is an intelligent football player.
Is there a movie that says Good to Great? I'm not up to speed with the book department.
Corporate America at its finest.
It's a 4th and 24. Brings on Logan Yunker again. He's standing short of his 40. And back to receive the punt for Hawaii, Scott Harding. And Harding fakes a fair catch. And UNLV gets a Harding-like bounce inside the 5. A 44-yard punt by Logan Yunker. And Hawaii will take over on offense when we come back.
If new Heineken Silver was a riveting Viking saga.
Last the 12th, your family tortured my first wife and stole my second favorite goat. Now you want to marry my daughter. Okay.
All the taste, no bitter endings. Heineken Silver, world-class light beer.
Mackay Glass is Maui's premier glass studio and fine arts gallery. Artists Randy Schaefer, Justin Brown, and a team of amazingly talented glassmakers and artisans create one-of-a-kind works of art in front of a studio audience. Choose from the hundreds of featured works in the gallery, or commission a custom sculpture or lighting fixture to fit your home. This unique gallery experience features Maui's finest works of art. Take home a true Maui treasure to be enjoyed for generations. Experience Mackay Glass Maui in Hali'imaile.
At Spectrum News, we're committed to strengthening the fabric of local communities. Watch your favorite local sports on Spectrum Sports and OC16. Get on-demand weather forecasts and the latest news 24/7. Now available on your favorite devices. Spectrum News, your community connection.
The first half, Hawaii had 268 yards of total offense, 241 for UNLV. In the second half, neither offense has shown up.
Yeah, it's like they went in the locker room and they are playing not to lose. They're getting conservative. Somebody's got to make a play.
So Yosefa, Wildcat from the 5-yard line. And Yosefa across the 10 to the 14. So a pickup of maybe 9 for the franchise. That should take him near 120-yard mark. 18 carries for 119 yards. So a pickup of 8, not 9. Sets up 2nd and 2. So Woolsey back at quarterback. And Yosefa in motion behind him.
Hawaii audibles to a run. UNLV audibles to an 8-man box.
So to give to Yosefa no place to go. Now, for our viewers, describe how you know that the audible was to a run play.
Because I looked out there and saw 2 high safeties, which means now you have a 7-man box. Ikaika get the call from the sidelines. He adjusts the formation to a running formation. UNLV looks over to Coach Hout and adjusts to an 8-man box. You saw the safety walk down into the box.
Rich Miano with the eyes. And Joey Yosefa with the effort across the 30 to the 40. And then brought down just shy of midfield. That's the second big run by Yosefa. That's a 32-yarder until he's finally brought down by Ryan McElhinney.
Nice job of Joey getting low and, again, making people miss, cutting back. He's not known for a whole bunch of moves, but he does have vision.
So Joey's got a 45-yarder for the first half and a 32-yarder on that play. That takes him up to 20 carries for 152 yards. So this play was doomed from the beginning. Yeah, it's a toss to Diosme St. Just, and he was so far ahead of his pull blocker, he had no place to go.
Then you talk about timing, you talk about executing, taking plays from the practice field and bringing them to the games. Nice job of the inside-out pursuit, but you're right. Hawaii has to get their guards out in front of that play, at least so St. Just can cut that one back.
So I'm noticing now that that previous play, not Cody Afusia at center. And now they run a fake reverse. Diosme St. Just across midfield, down the sideline. Diosme St. Just. Oh, yes, baby. A 52-yard TD.
Yeah, and you're going to see the reverse, the double reverse action. Earlier in the season, we questioned why they just didn't pull that ball. Whether he has the green light, you see Cody Afusia out front. He back, but guess what? 22 has the ball streaking down the right sideline, and LB is not going to catch the young man from Florida. Florida does have some speed.
Yeah, Ryan McElhinney was the tried to make a diving stop on St. John's. Then Tyler had an extra point up and good. Hawaii leads 21-14. It's their first lead this game on senior night here at Aloha Stadium.
Yeah, we talked about fly sweeps. We talked about sluggos, double moves. Norm Chow is famous for putting in the reverse, all the double reverse. Nice play call, Jordan Wynn, Norm Chow on that offensive staff, because something had to happen positive for this Hawaii offense.
Now remember, they started back at the 6-yard line. 5 plays. Hawaii goes 94 yards. It took them 2 minutes and 33 seconds, and what's not to like if the Osby St. Just can go 52 for a touchdown, and to help set that up, Josefa goes 32 on another run play.
Yeah, and you talked about explosive plays, runs being over 20 yards. That's 2 big explosive plays, and that's something that has been lacking this year. 247 yards of offense for Hawaii.
Rushing offense.
Rushing offense. And last year, Chris Gann, Sean Short of Hawaii needs big plays because that's what gives the defense the adrenaline to go out there and keep the momentum on their side of the field.
You know, oftentimes when you are what you are, your numbers don't lie. UNLV gives up 513 yards of offense per game. And Tyler had it deep in the end zone. And Marcus Sullivan from 3-4 yards deep brings it out. And Marcus Sullivan short of the 30, but 513 yards a game given up as UNLV's defense. And ranked 123 in the country. That's second to last. You are what you are sometimes. They struggle on defense.
Yeah, in rushing yards, you talked about how weak they were against the run. They've been giving up 278 yards against the rush, 500-something total yards. That's not something that's going to keep Bobby Houck, who's shown on the screen, his brother, the defensive coordinator. They may be having some conversations about the defense.
It's Thanksgiving next week. The family may not be happy. So on first down here is Shaquille Murray Lawrence. He goes left to right across midfield and then run out of bounds near the 40.
Tit for tat, 27 yards on that carry. Again, that's what I think Hawaii fans want to see, is some explosiveness on their offense, but UNLV counters with a nice punch of their own.
How's the freshman ahead of that run play? Devontae Boyd. Look at the block he puts downfield to help spring Murray Lawrence.
But that looked like it hurt.
Yes. So Lawrence now, 38 yards. And Jared Leibowitz, his pass almost picked off by Daniel Lewis.
Yeah, Daniel Lewis doing a nice job at that free safety position. We talked about some of the vertical throws to the middle of the field. Watch Mr. Lewis try to bring this ball, and that would have been a beautiful interception. As a defensive back, you have to catch anything in your vicinity because those are what counts in terms of winning football games on defense.
The opportunities don't come too often, and it did come for Daniel Lewis in San Jose State last week. And he was starting in front of Boyette again in the backfield of UNLV.
And there's a stat on Boyette, how he does better as the game progresses in the fourth quarter. He's unbelievable. This is the third quarter, but responsibility. Watch Boyette, how shoulders are square, feet are apart, the base. He is not going to get tricked because it means too much for him.
And then at the end of it, to get all anger management and toss a kid. You love it. So 3 sacks by each defense tonight. Approaching 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Hawaii leads 21-14. And pass intended for Barnhill in and out of his hands. Almost picked off by Julian Jenner. Was it Jenner, Johnny, on the spot?
Julian Swag Jenner doing a nice job of making sure he makes this tackle, but more importantly, he almost picks this ball off. And that's tough to do when you're going for what you think is a short tackle, and then the ball deflects.
So back to punt yet again for an 8th time. Logan Yunker. And Scott Hardy at the 15-yard line calls fair catch. 33-yard effort. Now Logan Yunker getting called on a lot by UNLV. This third quarter offense by the Rebels has been, non-existent.
Yeah, to give credit to Hawaii's defense against Northern Iowa. The opponent punted 14 times, and we're still in the third quarter with 8 punts. So Hawaii doing a good job on defense of executing what Kevin Clune, Kurt Gouvier. That man is not, Kurt Gouvier is not used to losing, Robert. He didn't lose in high school. He didn't lose in college at BYU, and he certainly didn't lose as a Super Bowl champion. He needs to win to feel good about his effort, and he is a heck of a young linebacker coach.
So Josefa in Wildcat picks up a couple, maybe 3. He had 20 carries for 152 yards previous to that run. Now, with all the successful run plays, Josefa, the St. Just, you got to think at some point there's a home run ball for this offense, Ikaika Woolsey, in the pass game to be had.
Yeah, because like what you're talking about on defense is they're going to have to come to an 8-man box. And when they do that, it's single coverage on the outside because there's a free safety.
And with that said, when they show an 8-man box, 7-man box, the St. Just hits a hole left side between the tackle and guard. That's Ben Clark and Eliza Tupai.
St. Just a rhythm back like most good ones, needs to see these things develop. Nice job, as you say, by that offensive line creating that, but he can hit that thing in lightning type speed.
Now he and that running back, he and Joes have that home run speed, but Joey he's got bulldozer speed.
Is it premature to say after a 14-yard carry that he's approaching 200 yards with 46 seconds to go in the third quarter? I mean, he has a whole nother quarter, Robert. He's averaging 50 yards per quarter.
Isn't it crazy, speaking of running the ball in college football, the record is set last week at 408, and it lasts like a week.
It's crazy how successful people are running the football in college.
So 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Josefa tackled in the backfield by Lele. I mean, the kid from Wisconsin was 408 yards last week, and I'm thinking that's just incredible. And a freshman in Oklahoma goes for 427 today.
Those are unheard of. Those are team statistics at the midway point. I mean, 400 and something yards.
Crazy numbers. That looking like the final play of the third quarter. And it is official. Third quarter is done. Hawaii leads UNLV 21-14.
Hey, used to have a silver tooth and I was just a pup. I don't want to get the...
Back at Aloha Stadium, Robert Picaula with Rich Miano. Scott Robbs joined us from field level. Entering the fourth quarter, Hawaii leads UNLV by a score of 21-14. A couple of these young men are seniors. Their final home games of their careers, 23 of them. Before we get started in the fourth quarter, let's take a look at the ace hard hit by Ace Hardware.
Yeah, and this is physics. You have Joey Josefa, 250 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal against Lele at 220 pounds. Guess who wins, Robert?
I take twisted steel and sex appeal every time. So on first down, it is not Diosmi St. Just, it's Paris Joes. For the second time in this game, Paris Joes, he's showing some deep threat ability, a 23-yard pickup.
Thunder and lightning. Paris Joes, I mean, again, feel-good story of the year, if not in all of college football players. That needs to get out nationally because he carries the football around with him on the campus.
That kid had 25 yards rushing the entire season. And that young man gets across the 30. That's Joey Josefa. 329 yards rushing. Entering this football game with 6 touchdowns this season.
Nice double team. Nice job of the lineman getting up to the next level. And who has the biggest smile on his face right now? Chris Naioli and Dominic Raiola.
So 24 carries, 177 yards for Josefa. The contributions throughout his career started when he first got here in 2011. 548 yards, 7 touchdowns for him. And I still remember that first one, that long run against Colorado, his freshman season. Redshirt freshman, Josefa again on 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Picks up a couple. Josefa last season only 5 games due to injury. 590 yards, 5 touchdowns. When he came back from that injury, That's when he got steamrolling. 35 carries against Navy, 37 carries against San Diego State, and then 28 carries to finish the season against Army. He's got 24 rushes tonight. His 25 is that for right side. That was 2nd and 6, and he will be a couple of yards short.
Kind of a feel-good situation when you talk about field position now being 3rd in a few because Tyler Haddon has been so consistent. Hawaii needs to extend this lead into at least a 2-score type of game because UNLV hasn't done anything offensively since the first quarter.
And we mentioned UNLV's deficiencies on defense. They give up a ton of points and a ton of yards. Hawaii's at a place now where miscommunication like that between Ikaika Woolsey and Paris Joes cannot happen.
Yeah, and all summer long they worked on the read option, and then when Taylor Graham came in, they switched to kind of a West Coast style 2 backs. Ikaika has to make good decisions, and maybe that was a good decision, but not good results.
Yeah, Matt Final making the stop defensively for the Rebels. A 40-yard attempt of a field goal by Tyler Haddon, 17 of 21 this season. Ikaika Woolsey, the holder, Tyler Haddon, dead on. Hawaii now leads 24-14. Here in the 4th quarter, 12 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game. 12 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game. Hawaii leads UNLV 24-14. They get a field goal, 40-yard effort by Tyler Haddon. And it's pretty simple. Hawaii wants to run the ball and then run the ball some more and get out of dodge. Joey Iosef with 26 carries, 184 yards for Norm Chow and company.
When you talked about strategy, the main thing Hawaii has to do now, as you said, move the chains, play good defense, obviously play good special teams, which they've been doing all year long, but they cannot afford to have a turnover, a momentum type of play.
So Tyler Haddon to kick off. Back is Marcus Sullivan. Back in his own end zone, ready to receive the kickoff. He's not going to get a look at it. Tyler Haddon goes 9 yards deep. There was no way, no how, over the last year and a half, 2 years, before he got healthy, that Tyler Haddon makes that kick. There's a quarterback change now for UNLV. It's Blake Decker, who most of us thought was going to get the start. The last 10 drives by UNLV on offense, 8 punts. 8 of them. So Blake Decker, he comes in at quarterback. He's 6'2", 205 pounds, a junior from Mesa, Arizona.
Illegal substitution, 12 men in the formation, defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Kevin Clune not going to be happy.
Yeah, sub packages, nickel, dime, who is supposed to be on the field, count to 11. You cannot get caught after a change of possession.
I love the Clune intensity there. He gets after it. So Decker back to pass. And Decker has the freshman open. And Devontae Boyd will not score. Trayvon Henderson, there is a flag in the play. But Decker comes in fiery. 200 of 349 in the air. 2,528 yards, 10 touchdowns, plus 15 interceptions thrown by Blake Decker.
Pass interference, defense, number 28. The penalty is declined, result of the play. 1st down.
So a 56-yard pickup. They're saying that Julian Jenner is guilty of pass interference.
Nearly steps out of bounds, but even if he did, if he was pushed out, he can come back in and be the primary receiver.
So 11:55 left in the game. Decker, right side, lets it fly. Nobody home. There is another quarterback that may be familiar. His number is 3. Nick Sherry is the opening day starter the last 2 seasons. And he's the quarterback of record that beat Hawaii last season in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and
he quit this week.
Yeah, and the part of instability is they've had 9 different quarterbacks in the last 11 years.
So Decker looking right side. Decker going to the back of the end zone. Intended receiver Micah Mataele, defended by Trayvon Henderson. Nick Sherry is up and quick. I mean, I don't get the Blake Decker, Jared Leibowitz get their attempts, get their touches. And Sherry says, I'm done. And leaves the program. The 3rd and 10. The 14. Rebels 2 of 12 on 3rd down. Hawaii trying to shift over the defense. Boyat telling his guys where to go. And instead, Decker connects with Sullivan in the back of the end zone. A 14-yard touchdown. There was confusion. And you could see Boyat trying to direct traffic and not get the response he wanted.
And that possibly is why the pass rush did not get home, because they were not aligned. They were not lined up properly. You're going to see a great throw, a great catch, big time hit, legal hit because it's not to the head and it's with the shoulders.
So Simon Pulte putting the lick on Decker. But Decker connects with Sullivan. That changes it. 11:39 left in this game. And the Rebels have closed to within 3. Hawaii leads UNLV by a score of 24-21. The outcome is not yet decided.
Oh, hot pumpkin lattes are back. Let's go get one. Hot pumpkin lattes? Right. You have a better idea?
Pumpkin is back. Stay cool this fall with your seasonal dose of pumpkin with our rich and creamy Pumpkin Smash Smoothie or the new Pumpkin Smash Bowl, bursting with cool fall flavor. It's a pumpkin paradise at Jamba, Hawaii.
Pumpkin paradise.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach.
So 4 plays, 75 yards on that drive by UNLV. And give credit to Blake Decker. Comes in, moves the team down the field. 14-yard touchdown to Marcus Sullivan.
Do you think Davis quit like Sherry and just walked out of the stadium?
Yes. This kickoff taken at the goal line by Keelan Emeliko. Makes one would-be tackler miss and then struggles to get to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and you talked about that ball was in the end zone. In college football, it comes out to the 25. So that's a loss of hidden yardage of approximately 5 yards. Every single yard means so much to the Rainbow Warriors on senior night because they have only a 3-point lead.
At some point, with all the success Hawaii's had running the ball, 26 carries, 184 yards for Iosefa, 8 carries, 78 yards by St. Just, and 2 carries, 33 yards by Paris Joes. You'd like to think a play-action opportunity is knocking on the door. 11:33 left in the game, straight draw. The Asame St. Just brought down by Penny Vea.
And Robert, are you kidding me? ESF is averaging 7 yards a carry. St. Just is averaging 9. In Paris Joes with 16.5 yards a carry. Those are impressive statistics.
We mentioned there's 6 quote-unquote local boys on this UNLV roster. Penny Vea. And we mentioned Paolo Tulele. Mentioned Christian Clapp earlier. Michael Mataele, Aston Koki, and Jaron Morikawa, a backup quarterback. So St. John's, taken down hard and doing damage to Brandon Willis, defensive line. He goes 6'2", 300 pounds.
Yeah, Robert, getting back to Jared Morikawa, Mililani. He was an
timeout for an injured player.
He was an outstanding quarterback. And you're going to get to see on this replay.
That's WWE. That's professional wrestling.
At the highest level.
That's big time. And slow and getting up is 66. The big kukui, the John Allen. That's what they call him. He wears a kukui nut leg. And it's like, what the heck is going on?
I love when guys come to Hawaii and just adapt to the culture.
The coaches, Naoli and Raiola, they've nicknamed him the big kukui, and he loves it.
Yeah,
it's stuck.
And you'll learn culture from those two guys because they know what Hawaiiana is all about. Good thing he's getting off the turf because you and I talked about in the break, he has not given up a sack yet this season.
He's a redshirt freshman who has not yet been guilty of giving up a sack this season.
Do you think when he walks down the hallways in the locker room, he sees the amount of offensive linemen that have been at the University of Hawaii, that played in the NFL, and he has those dreams? And there's one of them right there, even though he played at Colorado, a road grader.
That's Chris Naole, offensive line coach, 12 years NFL. Number 10 draft pick overall coming out of college.
I think
by the Saints.
It was 13 years, and he'll be upset at you based upon his pension.
I just took away his retirement check, didn't I? So 10:35 left in this game. Hawaii leads 24-21. Woolsey back to pass. Woolsey lays it out there, and Marcus Kemp gets it knocked out of his hands by Torrey McTire.
Another missed opportunity again. Kemp has to reach out with his hands as far away from his body as possible, not allowing the defensive back to get into the pocket.
So Scott Harding, 7th punt of this game. And back to receive that punt is Keith Whiteley. Harding rolls right back. Whiteley calling for fair catch at the 40. A 39-yard effort. All air, all hang time for Harding.
Yeah, and you talked about never. Scott Harding's records, when you talk about inside the 10, inside the 20, the amount of punts, that record may never be broken. And the job of the University of Hawaii right now is, can you go to Australia and find a clone? How are you going to replace Tyler Hatton? Those two guys, you talk about this week in and week out, but they are spectacular this season.
You watched that game, the high school championship game last night.
Oh, it was
the kid from Punahou hit 53.
I would offer that guy last
right now. So on first down, Blake Decker, he keeps and runs. Jet John Toner hits a 53-yard field goal in that championship game. And congrats, we mentioned Jared Morikawa, former Mililani quarterback. Congratulations to Rob York and the Trojans.
Yeah, and Mackenzie Milton, he looked like he was doing his better impersonation of Jared Morikawa.
So they're moving. Even though he's not intended receiver, Monte Davis, so he's come back out of the locker room. But incomplete here. So it's 3rd and 7 from the 43-yard line. Third down's not been good.
Yeah, so there he is right there.
Jared Morikawa, backup quarterback. Of the local boys, he and Clapp have yet to step onto the field as Rebels. The Decker on 3rd and 7, back to pass again, gets pressure, and then gets hit by T.J. Latai Moore.
Latai Moore, last week, the 11 tackles Mountain West Conference Player of the Week. He's doing a nice job because he's active. Watch his hands coming on the left side. Watch him get extension. Watch him continue to hustle. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Again, nice job of collapsing the pocket, University of Hawaii defense.
I just robbed TJ of his moment there. It's TJ Taimatuia, not TJ Latai Moore, like I said. He's the reigning Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week. Get it together. So that punt, wow. My Younker takes a Harding-like bounce and gets to the 2-yard line, a 58-yard effort. So TJ Taimatuia and not Tavita Latai Moore, and got that sack of Blake Decker. I gotta get that right, because I got an email from TJ Taimatuia's auntie from Big Island, who said she's coming to town this week. And because she loved the effort we gave in last week's broadcast to pump up her nephew, she's going to bring us dried aku and poi. So I told TJ the other day at practice, dude, don't even try to steal that stuff when Auntie brings it. You got to deliver it. Because we have one more game to do. We can get to that.
So we will be having a Thanksgiving fiesta.
So Hawaii now in Wildcat Iosefa 3 yards deep in the end zone. Hawaii take over 1st and 10 after that punt. His offensive possession starts at the 2-yard line. So they go to Brother formation. Load him up at tight end. Jordan Robinson on one side. Tui Unga on the opposite side. And you got Justin Vele at an H-back tight position. Then you got Joey Iosefa with another stiff arm, putting down Penny there, and then he gets across the 15-yard line. That was manly.
12 yards. And if anyone appreciates, hard-nosed running, watch this man's desire, his will. It means so much to him, knowing that this is the last time he's going to play at Aloha Stadium unless he comes back for a Pro Bowl.
The thing I think about Joey Iosefa, he doesn't discriminate.
Number 32 and number 97 both lost helmets on the play. They must leave for one play.
Like, if you're from Hawaii and you come back with another team and you're going to play against Hawaii, you don't discriminate. He run you over. That kid from Punahou at Boise State at safety.
Jeremy Ioane.
Jeremy Ioane came here a couple seasons ago. Joey introduced his stiff arm to him as well. So after that big play by Iosefa, the outside machine just for some reason leaves his feet. Quentin Pedroza, look at the photobomb. Really? You're gonna photobomb the guy who's just rushed for 198 yards. That's Quentin Pedroza. Hawaii slot back behind Joey Iosefa. The boys in post-game field got to hashtag that. Something on Twitter. So again, Iosefa back in. He got photobombed on the sideline, and he drops a bomb on a couple of would-be tacklers from UNLV.
Yeah, and that's over 200 yards, Robert. And more, just as important as that is, we talked about a 7-man box. We talked about an 8-man box. There's a 9-man box, and he's still running effectively. There are only 2 cornerbacks covering the wide receivers in that formation.
So Iosefa now only the 9th Hawaii running back to rush for over 200 yards in a single game. Also tonight, he's become only the 9th over 2,000 yards in his career. So Iosefa makes that catch out of the backfield, and it gets dropped by Iggy Porsche. It's a great name.
Well, there's a reggae guy named Iggy Pop, but
Iggy Porsche.
Is it Porsche or is it Porsche? But again, nice job of seeing the linemen leak out, following your keys to the football.
So Joey Iosefa gets taken down on 3rd down. That sets up 4th and 7. Away to 19. Scott Harding into punt for the gazillionth time tonight. So he's from his 5-yard line. It's a line drive effort and a great line drive bounce. And you got bodies flying back in. Hawaii player trying to get UNLV defenders away. A 34-yard line drive punt by Scott Harding. 6:10 left in the game. Hawaii lead by 3.
When my brother was 8, he was diagnosed.
24-21. Norm Chow and company leading the team. Opposite him, coached by Bobby Hawk. 6:10 left in the game. The way the first half ended, I kind of expected much more scoring to happen in the second half.
Yeah, and Norm looks like he's contemplating, obviously, how to win this football game, but then he's also thinking about losing guys like Moses Samia, Bo Yap, Scott Harding, Joey Ioseflin, guys like Sean Shigematsu, guys like David Lafotu. I mean, the longer you're in a program, and this is his 3rd year, the more it hurts on senior night.
And this is it. This is the final stretch of their home schedule. As we mentioned earlier, for the first time ever, this football team not end a season here at Aloha Stadium. The 1st and 10, 47-yard line. Not much doing for Shaquille Murray Lawrence. The Julian Jenner and company making a stop for Hawaii after a pickup of none. 329 yards rushing by Hawaii tonight against the defense that gives up on average 279 per game. The 2nd and 10, 47, Decker right side, Decker complete to Mataele. Mataele first down. First down on 2nd effort. Finally stopped by Julian Jenner.
Nice job on the 5-yard out. Not a simple throw. Nice job with the stop move, picking up that extra yards, because every yard, again, is so valuable as the clock is continuing to tick down.
That's 14 by Mataele. 320 yards passing by UNLV in this game. Decker looking for a home run. Decker, he's got Devontae Davis, who got away from Nick Nelson. It was a pass that Decker just hung out with. Credit Devontae Davis for going to get it.
Yeah, and this ball's gonna float, and the underthrow usually goes back to the guy who has his eyes on the football. Advantage offense, advantage UNLV.
So Decker, he had his eyes closed when he threw the football. He's about to take a shot, and you got to credit Davis. He went up when he got it. And Decker throws it up and gets it to Michael Mataele. UNLV now has a lead, a 13-yard touchdown.
Kamehameha Imua, Michael Mataele, being from Kapalama, does a nice job on what they call the middle area attack. They high-load the middle backer. They send a receiver underneath the backer, and then he comes in behind, deeper than the linebacker in front of the safety.
Strong and alive. Could help myself. Could help myself. So 4:51 left in the game. Decker put it on him, and Michael Mataele pulled it in. For the extra point, up and good. The Rebels, they lead Hawaii. Wow.
Mataele doing a good job, and give credit for the throw too, because Hawaii had that well defended. But again, as you move in the red zone, take away those inside throws, make them throw the ball on the outside on the perimeter.
So 28-24 the score. Rebels beat the Rainbow Warriors. 4:51 left in this game. I have a question. Why or how? I don't want to badmouth a young kid, but how is Decker not the starting quarterback? It's night and day.
I'm as perplexed as you, because he's had 2 drives, 2 scores. We expected him to start this football game, and for whatever reason, again, he was injured against BYU last week, but what was the injury, and why did they call in the reliever from the bullpen?
I mean, 15 interceptions is a reason to get benched as a quarterback.
Yeah, when you said that, I was thinking the touchdown-interception ratio, not very good decision-making, and they're 2-9.
But he looks, when he's on, he's an impressive quarterback. And he put it on Mataele in the back of that end zone. So it's crucial now. There's drama at Aloha Stadium. Hawaii trails by 4. Jonathan Leva with the kickoff. And back to receive is Eveliko, just short of the 5-yard line. And Eveliko slows down before he gets to the 20. There's something different. Earlier in the year, Keelan Eveliko took a 100-yard kickoff back, return for touchdown, but called back in a penalty. He attacked the hole. there's hesitation I see now.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, Mike Edwards had 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns. So you know Chris Demarest knows how to coach it. You glide, and then you accelerate. And some of it is the guys have to hold their blocks a little bit longer. But you're right. Don't be dancing.
There's Coach Demo. And since this staff and this regime has been running this program, it's easy to say that special teams has been the standout unit over the almost 3 seasons now. So Ikaika Woolsey throws and completes to Marcus Kemp, and he gets buried out of bounds, but not after a pickup of 4 yards.
Kemp gonna just run 5 yards on the hitch. They're running the China route behind that, hoping that they catch UNLV in zone coverage, and they were. Nice little pickup for Hawaii.
So 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. Ikaika Woolsey again. A quick hit to Marcus Kemp. So Marcus Kemp, we saw earlier, made the catch on the ground. Now Marcus Kemp makes a catch for 14 yards with a guy all over him, and then he struggles when he's all by himself. He can make the amazing catch. It's unbelievable.
4 catches, 49 yards. He's doing a nice job of using that big body and getting inside, and this may be his most consistent football game.
So here on first down, Iosefa stepping over a defense, and Kemp did look hurt as he left the field after making that catch.
Joey doing his best impersonation of Nate Aloha in terms of having little man's feet and a big body jumping over the opponent.
So again, Hawaii calls on Joey Iosefa on 2nd and 5, and he probably got 4.
And this is what you call the 4-minute offense. Offensively, you want to use up the clock, score a touchdown, and win this football game. Defensively, you got to get it back to your offense. And this is the formula that could have been used against the University of Washington earlier in the season.
So Iosefa got hit in the backfield, but his momentum carrying him across the required yardage to get a first down, I think. Or will they measure? No, they call short.
I call measurement if I'm the coach because this is very close.
The officials have marked it short of the 46-yard line, which is where the sticks are. It's 4th down. Hawaii will go for it on 4th and 1.
Watch for the trying to draw him offside, the hard count.
So this season, they go 4th and 1 out of Wildcat, and Joey Iosefa mixes it up, and the scrum goes forward after initial contact. Hawaii now 12 of 25 on 4th down this season. And slow in getting up is big Brandon Willis.
You know, Robert, when you're listed at 6'2", 300 pounds, and you're only a freshman, they always kind of want to act svelte. They want to act like they're a little slimmer than they are, but you know something about this. I'm saying that young man is 330.
Oh, easy. Easy. He's probably 6'1", not 6'2". He's listed as 6'2", 300.
Exactly, exactly.
So he might be 6'1". He can... Oh, he can dance. He got some stride. You seen that?
Yeah, and do you think that your Aloha shirt may fit on that young man?
He can put away 3 big backs. Easy. Easy. It's a big kid. They got some big boys. Does UNLV up front. So 2:29 and counting on first down. Hawaii looking home run. Ikaika Woolsey to Marcus Kemp. And Kemp gets inside the 10-yard line. We talked about it earlier. You keep punching. Eventually, somebody's going to be wide open.
And that throw was one on the line of scrimmage. If you get a chance to see it, he beats him off the bumper run press. Just a beautiful throw by Ikaika Woolsey.
But Ikaika Woolsey gets a pass over the defense, and Taj Hassan was there for UNLV. He's slow in getting up. Marcus Kemp is slow in getting to the sideline as well. Kemp is hurt. So Kemp gets treatment. Taj Hassan is taken off the field. Kemp now, his receptions 5 for 94 yards. Ikaika Woolsey 11 for 18, not bad, 187 yards.
Yeah, and I don't know when the last time Hawaii had a 100-yard receiver. Seems like it's been a while.
It could have been earlier this year, Quentin Pedroza. The Wildcat, Iosefa, Paul Robinson, tight end. Iosefa doing damage. The officials marking short of the goal line.
And this works in Hawaii's favor because the clock will continue to tick. Watch Joey use his off arm. His knee is definitely down short of the goal line, but again, the clock will continue to tick.
Is that the ball carrier was down short of the goal line.
So we saw the
First
replay.
charge timeout of the second half. UNLV. It's a 30-second timeout.
So we saw the replay clearly short. Iosefa's right knee had touched the ground. And Bobby Hockey Company called timeout.
Yeah, and this is twofold. But one is to check to see the spot, but the other one is so the clock doesn't continue to move.
Please reset.
Joey, I think the knee's down. The ball's definitely not past the plane. But again, good decision by UNLV. Otherwise, Hawaii would run this clock down and score without a chance for UNLV to respond.
34 carries, 218 yards. Joey Iosefa already has a touchdown. Has a long run of 45. He's averaging 6.5 per carry.
Robert, this is one of those situations some coach will let you score because they have to get the ball back to win instead of letting this clock tick down and dying a slow death.
If I'm 123rd ranked defense in the country, I'm doing the first choice.
Inevitable.
Yes. And no brainer here. Iosefa back in shotgun. He will keep it. He goes off the top. And the collision in mid-air was like a Marvel comic book between Iosefa and Lotulele.
Two opposite forces coming together on the plane of the goal line. Big man continues to try to go forward.
The twisted steel and sex appeal.
Tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
This could go on forever. We are horrible rappers. So 2 minutes left in this game, and the Rainbow Warriors have reclaimed the lead. Tyler had it. His extra point up and good. Hawaii leads 31-28. And there is a flag on that play. And there's extracurriculars going on the field. So the extra point was good by Tyler Haddon. And Hawaii on the sidelines doing an excellent job of getting the players off the field.
Yeah, and that's so important here because they're going to decline this penalty and take it on the kickoff.
Good. Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense number 17. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Try for point is good.
So Kenneth Penny is flagged for roughing Hawaii kicker Tyler Haddon. And no flags on the extracurriculars, the pushing and shoving that took place. So Joey Iosefa, 219 yards on 35 carries. Oh, that's a collision of collisions.
Yeah, and when you deadlift 500+ pounds, when you power clean in the high 300s, Joey has worked to get to where he is today, which again, if there's an NFL team looking for a fullback, I think he'll have a job next season.
That's another $500 donated by McDonald's to the University of Hawaii Athletics. They should give an extra $500 when you make a touchdown like that.
Remember a couple years ago, it was based on sacks?
Yes.
Now it's based on touchdowns. So Hawaii has to continue to score these touchdowns because it goes to a good cause.
9-play drive, 82 yards, took 2 minutes, 45 seconds off the clock, and that happened after UNLV had taken the lead. Larry?
Last year?
Yes. You start to think about Hawaii, UNLV in Las Vegas 2013. The finish was not pretty.
I think I was watching that at Consolidated Theaters, and it looked even worse on a big screen.
2 minutes left in this game. Can Hawaii win 2 in a row? You see that by Tyler Haddon? He's 3 yards out of the end zone.
Yeah, and somewhat,
that's because of the penalty.
Yeah, and somewhat irrelevant because he normally does. He has, I think, 25, 26 touchbacks. But when you tack on that penalty, he could have tried for between the uprights.
Just for fun, you had to try that. I think one of the wackiest plays all season was Ikaika Woolsey in Colorado.
The Hail Mary.
They throw a Hail Mary to the uprights. Then you get all mad and you say, wait a minute, he just threw it 80 yards. So Blake Decker, since he's come in to play quarterback, is 5 of 8 for 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. On first down, they give to Shaquille Murray Lawrence. Blake Decker has been a difference maker for UNLV. So first and 10 left.
Not really understanding that call, Robert, inside handoff with this kind of time left.
Yeah. Went from first and 10 to second and 5. And Decker again complete to Michael Matale.
Because the clock stops, UNLV will hustle to the line.
UNLV has 2 timeouts remaining. Hawaii's got 3. It's first and 10 from the 40. 1:27 left in the game. Decker looking to pass, gets squeezed, stays in the pocket, delivers. It's completed to the freshman, Devontae Boyd. Naquan Phillips there defensively. He might have helped his team better by not catching it. They would have stopped the clock. So a pickup of 3. The ball's at the 43-yard line. 104 and counting left in this game. UNLV trails by 3, 31-28. And Blake Decker gets lit up by Simon Pulte. The clock continues to tick under 50 seconds. It's 3rd and 6 from the 44-yard line. Blake Decker, the quarterback, does record. It's 3 and 14 is UNLV on 3rd down, and it's looking like they converted. Trayvon Henderson there defensively. Is there a flag on the play? No. You expect them to spike it. So making that catch. Sets up first and 10 for the 48. Blake Decker, look at end zone. Blake Decker has got a receiver in Devontae Davis, who pulls it in at the 11-yard line in front of D-Magic.
Again, a huge underthrow, good for 36 yards. They're going to clock this one.
So UNLV clocks it. There's 21 seconds remaining. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 11.
One thing that I'm a little bit confused, Robert, is they have 2 timeouts left. They're not going to take them back to Vegas with them. Use your timeouts, gather your team up. This is so important for both teams.
There is a flag on the field looking like a substitution penalty.
Could be a formation penalty.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on the field. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So
the
through the chaos.
On the snap.
Through the chaos after Devontae Davis wrestles in another catch. Hawaii gets caught with 12 on the field. Illegal substitution. And that'll move it up some.
Second charge timeout. UNLV,
Thank you.
30 seconds.
The UNLV finally calls their second timeout with 21 seconds left. Rebels will get the ball first and goal from the 7-yard line.
You know, similar to basketball, when is the most important time for coaching decisions? It's in the last 2 minutes of a football game. UNLV needs to get themselves under control, and again, use your timeouts.
So last season, Hawaii lost 39-37. Nolan Kohorst kicked a 44-yard field goal as time expired to beat the Rainbow Warriors. So first and goal from the 7-yard line.
Yo, Robert, look on the outside. You got single coverage on the outside.
So 21 seconds left in the game. Hawaii leads 31-28. Blake Decker gets blitzed, gets hit. He delivers. Blake Decker delivers a touchdown to Taylor Barnhill. So Barnhill was a barn burner.
The corner route against man coverage. The length of TJ Tamatuia. Nice throw. Get your eyes back. Get in the pocket.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, UNLV number 39, coming onto the field from the bench without a helmet. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the try for point.
Robert, why is that big? Because it makes the extra point so much longer, and now you're only up by 3.
So George Naufahu, a junior running back, flagged for leaving the sideline, running onto the field.
Also after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct coming onto the field, UNLV number 18. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct.
So
the enforcement spot is pending.
So there's 2 unsportsmanlike conducts.
Fortunately for UNLV, you can only be penalized with 1. But that, again, this excessive celebration, hold your water. Understand what it takes to win.
I keep thinking back to Monday Night Football when the Raiders finally win.
Both fouls for unsportsmanlike conduct will be enforced on the kickoff.
When the Raiders finally win to end a 16-game losing skid, it's like juvenile silliness celebrating almost cost them the game.
Learn how to win.
Well, there's situations where some people and some teams need some get right, and some players need some act right. So 15 seconds left. And the extra point here, the penalty will be marched off in the kickoff. So the extra point will make a requirement. Now that it's 35-31, a field goal will do no good for Hawaii. They need a touchdown. And I ask you the question again. Why is Blake Decker not the starting quarterback for UNLV? I mean, mind-boggling. And not to put down Jared Leibowitz, but Blake Decker has come in and played the role of hero.
This ball's an underthrow. Nice job of adjusting to the football, and you're going to see the second one, the touchdown. Watch the corner out by the inside receiver, the tight end. And you talk about a great throw. There is no real estate left to throw that football. And there was really good coverage by TJ, and he's long and he's fast, so it's not a mismatch. Linebacker against tight end, but great throw, great catch.
So they go 7 plays, 75 yards in a minute 45 seconds. Leave 15 seconds left on the clock. And Devontae Davis has 5 catches for 163 yards. Look at his average. Devontae Davis is averaging 33 yards per catch.
This ball, Robert, is going to be kicked off from the 10-yard line, which gives Hawaii some hope for a Hail Mary. 2 plays, 15 seconds.
So Hawaii's 1-1 in the Hail Mary situations. The one in Colorado was not successful. And later on, they get one when Quinn Pedroza and Marcus Kemp in the end zone, bouncing it around and make the catch.
You know, I've been studying this Hail Mary thing, and I think the picket fence, if they only have 1 shot left, put all your defenders back in the end zone, because the numbers, the math has to be in your favor. And take your wide receivers, your bookends, put those guys back there as well, because you know what? They know how to attack the ball at the highest level.
So because of all the silliness, after the touchdown by Taylor Barnhill, UNLV is kicking off from the 10-yard line.
How electric would this be if Evaliko takes this one to the house?
So it's a squibber picked up near midfield, and getting out of bounds for Hawaii is Ryan Passaquet.
13 seconds, Robert. 2 plays.
So 2 plays, in essence. Blake Decker's been a hero for UNLV. He's been a game changer for the Rebels. And Ikaika Woolsey and the Hawaii offense call upon their inner heroics.
Free safety NFL like 20 yards deep. Nobody will get behind him, but there's only one of them. So he can only overlap 2/3 of the field.
So 1st and 10, 42-yard line.
Look for Hawaii to go quickly to the sideline, Robert.
Hawaii's got 3 timeouts left. Woolsey, you cannot take a sack. And Woolsey throwing downfield. It's complete. Hawaii needs to call a timeout with 5 seconds left. They've got 3. It's Donnie King Jr. And now it's not, maybe it's not Hail Mary.
First charge timeout, Hawaii. 30-second timeout.
Maybe it's not a Hail Mary situation. 20-yard line is a very doable play.
Yeah, and there's a defense called quarters, prevent, where you take a quarter of the field, but you're going to see a whole bunch of UNLV guys around that end zone. The key to the game is one play, do not let him get in the end zone. This is not Hail Mary, because this is a regular type of play with the yardage.
I started to squeeze a little bit, and Ikaika Woolsey got pressured out of the pocket. He could not afford to take a sack.
Yeah, and the diminutive one, Donnie King, in the right place at the right time.
The Donnie King in the middle of the field. Hawaii's got 2 receivers to the far side in Marcus Kemp and Donnie King Jr.
I'm going up top to Kemp, but there's a possibility of the hook and ladder.
UNLV.
So UNLV calls timeout. Their final of the game. It's 35-31. Rebels lead. 5 seconds to play.
Basketball, again, last play of the game. They want to see what type of inbound play you're in. Now UNLV wants to see what Hawaii's offensive formation will be. And if Hawaii keeps the same thing, that's a win for UNLV.
So this is not a complete prayer. You don't need the whole choir to sing along with you.
Not even divine intervention, right?
It's a doable situation from the 20-yard line.
And again, it goes back to the 2 silly penalties after the touchdown, or else Hawaii would not have this field position.
So after that completion, Ikaika Woolsey to Donnie King Jr. 5 seconds left. Hawaii trails by 4. So again, it's Kemp and Donnie King Jr. left side. Evan Barker right. Yosefa back to block, match protection. And Ikaika Woolsey. Hawaii tries to sneak a tight end. Intui Unga, and still with 1 second left on the clock. Hawaii's got timeout, might as well use it. But it's a great play call. It's a surprise. Hawaii tried to sneak in Tui Unga on a post. Nobody saw that play coming. 1 second left.
Timeout. Hawaii. 30 seconds.
Defensively, there should be a guy out on both wide receivers jamming at the line of scrimmage with a safety or a long athlete over the top playing quarters. It always amazes me in this situation that teams don't have better defensive formations, because this one is headed for the end zone.
So here it is. This will be the final play of the game. UNLV leads 35-31. They rallied back. They marched the field. So again, left side is Kemp and King Jr. Right side, Amin Barker. Jordan Poole Robinson, H-back. Joey Yosefa back to protect. Ikaika Woolsey, look at end zone. Ikaika, he puts him deep on it. It's good by Marcus Kemp. Oh my goodness.
This play will be reviewed, though. This flag's down, because is he in the end zone when he catches the ball?
The ruling on the field is under further review.
Their ruling is 20-yard reception touchdown.
Hawaii is under further review.
broke the plane. I think this will be hard to overturn, Robert. It's not where you come down. It's breaking the plane of the end zone. I think this is going to hold.
The game is not over.
The game
will the public address announcer please make an announcement that the play is under further review. The game is not over.
There's fans on the field here at Aloha Stadium that came jumping out of the stands. There's jubilation. There's excitement. And here's another look at it. Ikaika Woolsey putting it on Marcus Kemp, who got in front of Taj Hassan.
It's not where you come down. It's breaking the plane. This should stand up. You definitely can't overturn something like this, in my humble opinion.
It should be. Game over. 37-35.
After further review, the receiver controlled the ball in the end zone.
Touchdown.
A touchdown is confirmed. The game is over.
So Hawaii wins it. Ikaika Woolsey on the final play of the game. A 20-yard touchdown to Marcus Kemp. 37-35 after Hawaii loses in Las Vegas last season. 39-37.
The thing they want them to do is try the extra point for whatever reason. Coach Chow is trying.
By rule.
Game can't end on
By rule, because a touchdown only leads to a victory of 2 points. The extra point must be attempted by rule.
Figure that rule out.
But Hawaii's got to attempt the extra point. If I was Hawaii, on the extra point, I'd take a snap, take a knee, get out of dodge.
Yes.
If there's a mistake here on the extra point, and it's blocked for some reason, it's a free ball, UNLV can win this game. Hawaii needs to go for the extra point.
And Coach Chow is going to have the victory formation, and they're just going to take a knee.
You have to. So the final should still be 37-35. After what happened last season, 39-37, Hawaii losing.
Athletic justice.
What a finish. It's the ridiculousness of the post-touchdown celebration that put UNLV in a hole that allowed Hawaii to have a chance, an opportunity.
What a sports weekend in Hawaii. Ikaika threw the ball in the stands, a la Craig Stutzman.
But Ikaika Woolsey lets it fly after the victory formation. And right when it looked like UNLV, with a come-from-behind rally to win it, Hawaii, wow, craziness.
Yeah, UH basketball, the Mililani Punahou game last night, and then to cap that off of a tremendous weekend, University of Hawaii pulls this one out with 0 seconds on the clock.
It's incredible. 37-35 final score. Hawaii wins 2 games in a row. And our Bank of Hawaii players of the game. It's Decker, it's Iosefa. Decker off the bench, 10 for 13, 187 yards, 3 touchdowns. Joey Iosefa, 35 carries, 219 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
And he actually threw a touchdown pass as well, Joey, and I think he still has that 438 quarterback rating. But Marcus Kemp, you got to give a lot of credit. This is that young man's coming out party as well.
And Marcus Kemp's number, 6 catches for 114 yards and a touchdown, and a longest game of 45 yards. I mean, it looked grim. It looked doom and gloom. But his offense came back. Donnie King Jr. on first down in the middle of the field, and Hawaii having the timeouts remaining after the silliness by the Rebels to make them kick off from the 10-yard line. It's craziness.
Coach Kirk Hoover enjoying the victory with Joey Iosefa. Bo Yap with the lay. He'll have many more in just a few minutes. Norm Chow with maybe the best smile we've seen.
So it is senior night. Hawaii wins 37-35. We will carry the senior night celebration here at Aloha Stadium. We'll be joined by our postgame show, Rob DeMello, Nate Ilawa, Leonard Peters, for our entire crew. For Rich Mayano, I'm Robert Kikaula. Aloha from Aloha Stadium.